going live. It's going live. It's going live. I don't know when it hits live. It's always a little bit weird, but we're live, it says, so it's live. All right. I've probably figure out a better way to go live, but we're live. Obviously, the Kraken game has not started yet. It probably will be starting a bit late because it's just back-to-back-to-back games, and so Kraken game will start after this Chicago-Pittsburgh one comes to an end. And considering the third period has to be at least 20 minutes long, and it started at 7:15, the Kraken game probably will not be starting at 7:30, but hopefully not too long after that. Kraken Vegas, first game of the 23-24 season, the third season for the Seattle Kraken. Following this Penguins Blackhawks game, which we just have to hope doesn't go to overtime, basically. Again, the first game in the Blackhawks career of Ryan Donato. The main reason that people are interested in this game. I guess there's like Connor Bedard is involved and Sidney Crosby's here as well, but Ryan Donato with the first goal of the season for the Blackhawks, so an ex-Kraken already making his presence known. And of course, now Matty Beniers and Connor Bedard have something in common in that their first NHL points were assists on Ryan Donato goals. So that's always fun. See if I can get the we'll try and get the score maybe here. If I can try and get like a temporary score for the Blackhawks Chicago game. It's 2-1 right now. I don't know if I'm going to get it up there, but let's see. Image 5. Let's do shy. Browse. NHL logos. Oh god, it's so big. Okay, that's one. Shot there by... Was that Bedard that got the shot? Oh, Chicago power play. Bedard is out there. Bedard has not been doing great in the face-off circle, but otherwise he's looked pretty good. Obviously has the secondary assist on the Chicago goal. Image. Here we go. Let's come back the other way. Oh, big shot. Save made. Donato was there. The rebound comes out. Chicago's have to regroup again. Bedard with the puck. Here he comes on the power play. Right in, skating around through guys. Oh, and has the puck taken off his stick and then shot back down the other way. That's definitely a case of Bedard's used to having more space there. Not used to the closing speed of NHL players. Sure. How do I... All right, there we go. So we're in the third period of the Chicago. Hey Scott, how are you? Doing good, doing good. Getting ready for the first Kraken game. I'm ready for this season to get started. Feels like it's been forever, even though it's only been a couple months. It's good to have the break, though. Good that break. Stayed busy this summer. Another penalty for the Penguins, so Chicago once again right back to the power play. And for myself and Kraken fans everywhere, as well as I'm sure Vegas fans, we kind of just hoping that this game doesn't go to overtime. So if Chicago could just lose, and I mean, you know what, they can win. I don't care either way. Just let's finish this one in regulation, so we can. I mean, Kraken Golden Knights is already going to start late as it is. Hockey is back. Let's go. Absolutely. Already have a Kraken player that is an ex-Kraken player that's scored. As Donato scored the only goal for Chicago so far. Low key, I'm kind of wondering if Donato might not be worth picking up in fantasy. I feel like Donato might be like a sleeper pick in fantasy because they have him playing on a line with Bedard. So you've got Bedard, Hall, Donato, and Donato's kind of like the net front presence of that line. So I feel like Donato could see some goals this season. Like Donato could put up like 20, 25 goals this season if he stays on that line. Here's Bedard with it. ESPN's still doing this thing where when they're on the power play, they put a little like marker over the player with the puck. Which actually I don't mind that much. It's like it's kind of weird that they only do it when it like for the players on the power play. So it only happens on a power play and they only put it on the people who are on the team that's on the power play. Like if a guy on the penalty kill touches the puck, they don't put the little name over it. So I don't know. Here's Smith. Here come the Penguins. Shorthanded shot. Deflected out. I think that was Hall that deflected that one out. This Metropolitan Division is so crazy. I don't know how the Islanders are going to nab a playoff spot from this. Yeah, I mean, I didn't quite get time to do videos for my picks for the Metropolitan and Atlantic Division. I did make picks. So I'll put those out there at some point. Just so people know my picks for the divisions, but I think I do have to. I'd probably move Tampa Bay down a spot from where I had them, just because they're without Vasilevsky for the first couple months, even though they won tonight. But how's it going, Riley? Good to see you in here. Yeah, the Kraken starting off the season a very similar way that they started off the inaugural season, where they're in Vegas and then in Nashville. So, be kind of nice if they could change up how they started the season and win this time. Kraken have not won the first game of the season yet for their 2 years of existence. So yeah, the Kraken have, let's see, schedule. Kraken have they're in Vegas, in Nashville on Thursday, then Saturday they're in St. Louis. So that's where it deviates from that original season, that first season. So that first season they were Vegas, Nashville, Columbus, and then they went Philadelphia, and then the Devils. They lost 4-3 against Vegas in that first game. That was when they went down 3-0, and then they came back, tied it up, but Vegas got the fourth one on a kick-in that was not called a kick-in. Ryan Donato got the first goal of that season for the Kraken, the first Kraken goal ever, regular season goal ever. I don't know if anybody in the chat, anybody here watching this knows who the first player to score a Kraken goal in the preseason was. That one's a little bit more obscure. If you can get the first preseason goal for the Kraken without looking it up. The Islanders open their season on Saturday, actually, so that's happiness. So the Islanders will be undefeated until Saturday. That's, it's always good. I wonder if I can make this bold. I feel like it's should semi bold. No, I want full bold. Whatever, we'll work with it. I don't know if that helped at all. Select color. Black. Is that easier to look at? Maybe that's a little easier. I don't know if I can do an outline. I'm doing this one on the fly through OBS, so. But we'll get rid of those in a second here once we get to the Kraken game. Obviously the main event. But yeah, if anybody remembers who that first preseason goal for the Kraken, obviously the first regular season goal for the Kraken was in that first inaugural game in Vegas when they started their season, just like they're starting this one in Vegas in Nashville. Ryan Donato had that first goal. Let's go back and look at that game. Because Vegas went up 3-0 off goals from Pacioretty, Marchessault, and then Pacioretty again. Then it was Ryan Donato, Jared McCann, and Morgan Geekie who tied the game 3-3, and then Stephenson kicked one in that they did not call a kick. So it upheld, even though he definitely kicked it in, but that's okay. That one win would not have... if the Kraken had won that game and Vegas had lost it, it wouldn't have changed how the season ended for either one. Both ended the season outside the playoffs that year. Shot wide. Ryan Donato is getting a lot of ice time because Bedard is getting a lot of ice time. Actually, Bedard's got to have like 13 minutes already of ice time or something. Bedard already has 17 minutes of ice time. 17:30 ice time for Bedard. That's kind of crazy. I mean, they have had a number of power plays, which he's been out there for those as well. But they are they're getting him a lot of time on ice. Donato has 14:30 on ice. I don't know if any of the people in my fantasy league are watching this, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm considering picking up Donato because he's gonna be on this line here with them. So if I go to my fantasy league and I see someone's picked up Ryan Donato, I know you guys are watching. Which is obviously why everyone's here to watch this. All right, what was I looking up? Ryan Donato. That's what we're. So I feel like Donato's getting the most ice time he's ever gotten. So last 2 years in Seattle, okay. I mean, last year he averaged 13:48 a game in 74. Oh no, that was 2 years ago. He averaged 13:48 the inaugural season. Last year he averaged 11:15. So yeah, he's definitely going to be getting more ice time in Chicago. Obviously not a very good team other than Bedard, but first line minutes for Donato. Good for him. Again, not quite. He's got already 3 minutes less than Bedard. Speaking of Bedard, how's he doing on faceoffs? Let's see here. Bedard is 2 for 10 at winning faceoffs in this game. So, yeah, definitely some growing pains there. As you expect from young players, tend to not be great in the faceoff circle. Something that Beniers and Shane Wright will have to learn. Shane Wright not playing at the start of the season for the team. But I would be pretty surprised if Wright does not play a decent chunk of the season at some point here. Let's see. That inaugural playoff run was something for Seattle. Yeah, that was Man, you got 14. Really got the money's worth of out of 2 rounds there. Pretty much got the full experience from 2 rounds of playoff hockey. You got a game 7 win, sadly a game 7 loss, but 14 games in 2 rounds. Excited to see the banner raising. Ugh. I'm less excited for that, but that's okay. Oh, and Chicago's tied it. Tied it 2. Okay, if we could 10 minutes left. So if I don't care who, one team and one team only has to score now so that this does not go to overtime. If we could just not go to overtime, that would be fantastic. Let's move this a little bit. There we go. That work? Yeah, that works. Uh, Go Kraken, says Egginator. Absolutely, go Kraken. They'll be getting started here in roughly 10 minutes, plus whatever extra time for all the festivities. I wouldn't be surprised if the game doesn't actually start until like 8 o'clock, honestly, at the rate we're going, because we still have at least 10 minutes left in this game. Realistically, it's going to be more like 15 probably. Shot! Save made! Oh man, Chicago's playing this one pretty well. Chicago might not be as bad as people think. They're still not going to make the playoffs. I would be shocked if they made the playoffs, but oh, there's Matty Beniers, excellent. The Calder winner, reigning Calder winner of the NHL. Calder Trophy winner, that is. This game is going to come down to how Adin Hill plays because we will be our offensive juggernaut selves. Oh yeah, well, I don't know if Adin Hill's playing or if Logan Thompson. I think Adin Hill might be playing. It's hard to say though. I have no idea. I'll be honest. I have not really. We'll find out when it comes to game time. I haven't been like looking at threads or X or wherever you would find those things, but Twitter, as we should be called. But personally, I'm hoping Logan Thompson plays just because, well, again, I'll try not to talk about fantasy too much, but I've got money on the line. For the first time ever, I've got money on the line in a fantasy league this year, so I am kind of paying attention to that a little bit. But I've got 2 Kraken players. I've got Vince Dunn and Matty Beniers, so I've got reasons to watch this game as well for that. Bedard making his debut against Malkin Crosby and Letang in their 18th season as a trio. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Bedard has been alive for as long as those three have been playing together in the NHL, so and he is playing pretty much against them. He's the first line minutes, so he's playing the against the first line there of Pittsburgh. Go Knights and go Kraken, says Riley. Playing both sides. I like it. Can't be disappointed that way. Is Adin Hill going to continue his run, or is he going to be the next Jordan Binnington? Interested to see. I'll be interested. Like, I was trying to look it up again for fantasy reasons, but it sound like still unsure. But it sounded like they were going to have Logan Thompson starting the season, which it feels like, especially for the first game. If you're gonna raise, if you're Vegas, you're raising the banner. It feels like you should have Hill start that game, but I don't know. Vegas has always kind of had a carousel in net. Even like Marc-Andre Fleury was kind of the most steady force there. And not that they haven't had guys play decent chunks of games, but they've always had injury issues in net, and they've had rotating cast of characters. Obviously, no one expected Adin Hill to really get any time in the playoffs, and then he ended up being the one that got them on the run all the way to win the cup. So Aiden Hill, who I thought for sure was headed to Seattle in the expansion draft until he got traded from San Jose to Arizona. Oh, big save from Mrazek. That was Mrazek has had some big saves. He's really kept Chicago in this. Oh yeah. What a pass from Carlson too. 8 foot 8-14 puck drop. Yeah, it's gonna be like I don't know why they thought that they were gonna get that the Kraken game started at 7:30. Especially considering they're gonna have the whole like ceremony for the banner and all that in Vegas. I don't know why they thought they were getting that one done. Getting that one started there. What, like 2.5 hours later? Games last about 2.5 hours, so I guess they just kind of figured, yeah, why not? But not a chance. Yeah, playoffs is a long shot. They need more than Bedard. Yeah. The Chiefs lost their defending champion opening game. Hopefully the sports trend continues tonight. Go Kraken. I like the thought there. Terrell. We got the NHL title belt on the line as well. Vegas had it. Actually, LA had it going into the playoffs, and then Vegas, once it makes the playoffs, whoever wins the cup gets the belt as well. So, just by the way, the virtue of how it works. So, the Kraken could take the belt for just the second time ever tonight. That's what's going on with, where is it? Up here. Yeah, that thing. Up there, the NHL title belt. Video that we got that one done and put that out there about a month ago now, I think. Fun little project I actually worked on throughout the year last year. Sorry my D-backs let the Mariners down. It's okay, Egginator. Honestly, the Mariners let the Mariners down. If we're calling it like it is. They had their chance to make the playoffs and they just completely fell apart in September. They still had a chance with 10 games remaining and they got swept by the Rangers, lost 2 out of 3 against the Astros, and then yeah, couldn't sweep the Rangers to keep themselves alive, which that's the spot you put yourself in when you get swept earlier on by them. So unfortunately the Mariners kind of doomed themselves by just disappearing in September at the worst possible time. Well, 6 minutes to go. Here's in out front. Oh, right to Donato, but in his feet, no chance for him. Hey Scott, hoping for a good new year for the Kraken, says John. Absolutely. Ready for year 3. Here's Erik Karlsson. Penguins got top pair D out there. Oh, Karlsson stick shattered. Whoop. Over. Block. It's Eller that has the puck there. Oh, here comes Bedard. Bedard and Donato with Hall on the other side. Bedard switches. Bedard looking for someone to pass to. Oh, he does get a pass off. Wow. Oh, Donato tried to... What is Jari doing? Jari's like way out of net. Doesn't matter. Pittsburgh does get it out of the zone. Whoop. Here comes Rust. Rust in. Rust has had a pretty good game. Now we're coming back the other way. We're going up and down the ice. 4.5 minutes left in this one. Oh, Chicago scores. Dickinson scores for Chicago. All right. I feel like I should change that back to white. It's kind of hard to see that, huh? Both teams use yellow. Let's try yellow. Is that visible? Let's do white. See, 8-14 puck drop, 18 season. Uh, Hope Twins take the next two. Yeah, me too. I was kind of, I'm not going to lie, I was pulling for Baltimore, and of course, Baltimore got swept by Texas. So now, like, the worst possible situation is that Houston wins, and then we get Texas Houston in the ALCS. I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched a minute of playoff baseball because I'm just not really interested in the teams that are involved. At least not the ones that are left anymore. The Mariners kind of killed my interest in the rest of this season with how they played September. Plus, I've had enough going on with the second kid and the Kraken getting their season started here. So yellow was better. Okay, we'll go back to yellow. Again, this is not usually doing this. We're we threw this on mostly because we had so much left in this game. I guess set this stream to start 15 minutes before. Like, we usually start these streams 15 minutes before the Kraken game, and that's what we did for this one, as usual, but it happened to be right when the third period started. So I figured if we're going to be sitting here watching a full third period, I might as well throw up the score of the game that's currently on. Rip the O's, yeah. I was pulling for the Orioles, even with their worst logo. I still like the actual like bird logo. That was still the best one to me from them. Their 90s one. Oh, Tyler Johnson, Washington native from Spokane. Oh, shot in tight. Blocked out in front, I think. Chicago trying to add to their lead. All right, the only reason... Oh, whoa, we got some fisticuffs. I don't think Raquel heard the whistle. Yeah, puck drop is now at 8:14 for the Kraken game. I don't know why 8:14 and not 8:15, but I guess they just decided to go with a very exact 8:14 puck drop. How dare you speak of the Mariners after what they put us through? Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I'll still be excited for next, like when the next season starts for the Mariners, but and I'm still excited to see what the career of Julio Rodriguez looks like and some of the other guys. Like, the future is still looks good for the Mariners, but gosh, if they didn't like take all of the goodwill that they earned last season and kind of flush it down the toilet with how they ended this season, and then that terrible press conference from Dipoto was, yeah, not great. Mariners just confuse me, honestly. The moment they get hot, it goes back to reality. Yeah, they had the best August in baseball, and then they just disappeared in September. I don't know. At one point, they had like a 94% chance to make the playoffs, and then they lost. So it hurts. Rough season, but that's okay. The Seahawks are 3-1. They get a struggling Bengals team this weekend. So, and the Kraken get started tonight. Most importantly, NBA is probably expanding in the summer, so we might get the Sonics back finally. All's well. I think the Sounders made their playoffs, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I don't really watch that much soccer, so. Especially now that it's on Apple TV, I'm not about it. How about Pete Carroll and the crew? They've been owning it. Yeah. For rough start to the season. Rough start to the season for sure. That Rams game is, I mean, really just the second half of that Rams game is, if you could have that back, maybe they're 4-0 right now, but also rough in that all the injuries that they've had are just kind of crazy. The only team I give hope is the Atlanta Braves. Aren't the Braves down like 2-0 in their series? I mean, I've been following like the series, like how the series have been going, but I haven't like watched any of the games. Yeah. Oh no, okay, yeah. Atlanta did come. Oh, that's right. The Braves came back and won game 2. So that series is tied at 1. And Arizona's up on the Dodgers. So, you know what? Go Diamondbacks. I'll pull for the Diamondbacks. With the Orioles dead, I'll ride the Diamondbacks until they lose. Then I'll cheer for the, I don't know, Braves, I guess, or Twins. Honestly, you know what? If the Twins can come back and do it, then I'm all about a Diamondbacks Twins World Series, and I'd probably go Diamondbacks at that point, although only because I'm a little bit bitter that the Twins are in the playoffs with a worse record than the Mariners. But again, the Mariners, like, it's hard to complain too much because the Mariners had every chance in the world to make the playoffs and just didn't. Got to root for Seawald and the Diamondbacks. Good point. Seawald. Oh, I always liked Seawald. Carlson shot. Oh, blocked in front. Empty net for Chicago. Empty net for Pittsburgh. Under 2 minutes left. It's in. Rust goes after it. Is that Letang fighting there? Oh, here come the Blackhawks. Foligno misses the net. And Chicago scores into the empty net. Nick Foligno with the empty netter after he missed the empty net from center ice and then got the pass to hit the empty net from right in front of it. So that should pretty much do it for this one. That should pretty much do it for this one, and we can just kill off this last minute and a half, and we can go to the Kraken game in Vegas. Thank goodness that because they trouble the first game they looked bad, and it was the same way early in the game 2. I think we're talking about Seahawks there. I thought the first half of game 1 for the Seahawks was fine. Whoa! Pittsburgh almost got one back. I mean, he had the net there. He just flubbed it. Out in front. Go to Raquel. Go to Raquel. He's right there. Shoot. Oh, blocked. Oh, Eller on net. Save made. 46 seconds left. Well, we got the wish. We got our wish. No overtime. See, they managed to come back and then took the game. Anything that doesn't have the Dodgers or trash throws, I'll be fine with. I don't want the Rangers either, but it looks somewhat likely that we'll get either the Rangers or the stupid, the asterisks. Houston asterisks. It's a mouthful. Astros was a better name. I don't know why they switched the asterisks. The Twins are down, but if they can rally and move on, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Unlikely, but possible. Oh, an icing. So 13 seconds, we still get one more face-off. Well, still 23 minutes. We'll stay exact because of the 11, that's East Coast. 8:14 Pacific Kraken game. Shot. Nope. All right, game's over. Chicago wins. I'm gonna get rid of these. Goodbye score. Yes. Goodbye this. Yes. Goodbye this. Yes. All right, now we can move on. Chicago wins 4-2. Ryan Donato scored, so I'll take that as a good sign for the Kraken. Hello, has the game not started? No, the Chicago Pittsburgh game ran a bit long, so that game just finished. New start time is 8:15, so or 8:14, excuse me. They're very exact with it. 8:14. So we're now 12 minutes away from that. Nope, 12 minutes. What am I talking about? Uh do math. 22 minutes. That's what I was. Got 35 people in here. Welcome in. Welcome in. We'll get started for this last of 3 games in the opening night of the NHL season. Obviously, the main event being the Kraken going against the defending champs. As a result, the title belt, NHL title belt, newly minted, but we got the history, full history of it, is on the line tonight. Vegas holds it currently, but the winner of tonight will have the belt at the end of the night. So hopefully the Kraken can get it for the second time ever. They haven't had a lot of chances at it in their history. The Twins finally had some happiness in the playoffs. Yeah, after they had lost 18 straight playoff games, and they finally not only won a game but actually won a series. Now the Blue Jays are the ones that can't win a playoff game. They got swept out of the wild card round in back-to-back years by the Mariners and Twins. Sorry if there's any Toronto fans in here. Thanks, Scott. My game is not pulling up. It's on ESPN. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, it's not on yet. It's all three games tonight were on ESPN, so they have the ability to bump the later games back if the earlier ones go long, which is what happened. So it's like for anybody that's played like beer league hockey, it's like when you have the latest game of the night, you have like the 11 o'clock game, but then your game is going to get like every game that goes long all day pushes every other game back, and so at the end of the night you get like all of the extra time that other games have gotten pushed back. So like I had a game start at like midnight once. It's kind of crazy. Fortunately, they usually have that like the lowest tier, like the lowest level is usually the ones that get those games. So it's almost time to release the Kraken. That's right. Who's your guess for the first goal scorer for Seattle's season? Well, the Kraken. Here's what I'll say. So the Kraken tend to have they have a tendency in their first 2 seasons to have players playing their first game with the team score. Obviously, the inaugural season, everyone's playing their first game with the team. So that was, like we said earlier, Donato with the first goal, then McCann, then Geeky. And then last year, both Bjorkstrand and Burakovsky scored in the first game. Oh, good. We'll see every second of the ceremony in Vegas. Barf. I mean, I know they have to do it, but doesn't mean I have to like it. Okay, so the Kraken, let's see, last season. So last season they lost that 4-5 game in overtime against Anaheim, which after how the season ended looks pretty bad because they were the worst team in the league at the end of the season. But so McCann scored the first goal last year. So McCann has scored in the first game of both seasons. So McCann could be a safe bet. Obviously, Beniers also scored in that game, start of last season. So, and being the first line center, he'll be a safe one. But then Burakovsky and Bjorkstrand both scored. So, for the sake of that trend, I'm gonna say McCann is the safe bet, but if I'm going to take an off the cuff, and this is assuming he starts Kyler Yamamoto. I think he's starting. It sounded like Yamamoto was going to be starting, and Cartier will be on the bench for tonight, but we'll see. If Cartier's in, then the only new player that the Kraken will have, actually no, because Dumoulin will be playing. So, but it has been a forward both years. So if Cartier's playing and Yamamoto's on the bench, I'll still stick with McCann as the safe bet. But then I'll switch, instead of Yamamoto, I'll say Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, which is even more out there. Like that, as far as forwards are concerned that the Kraken have on their roster, he's about the least likely to score. But because the Kraken have this trend of new players scoring in the first game of the season, I'll go with those two. Their first playoff game was against the Yankees in 2004. Yeah. First time I experienced something like that was watching that Kings game from Australia a couple of weeks ago. Made me feel like my cousin, who always told me about East Coast starting times. Yeah, I would, like, if you're a hardcore fan of baseball and you just like watching any baseball game, like I don't know how you could be a fan of a West Coast baseball team while living on the East Coast. Because like games start, I mean the Mariners used to start all their games at 7:10. Fortunately, they moved them up to 6:40, but I mean I think is it like the Angels still start their games at like 7:25 or something ridiculous? So that's like, almost 10:30 that a game is starting at, a baseball game. So yeah, I don't know how you would be a fan of how you could like follow 162 games where like more than half of them are starting at 10 o'clock or later. Christian says, let's go Vegas. Sorry, Christian. I will not be. We'll be at odds tonight, Christian, but you're welcome here anyway. Go Kraken. It's okay. Vegas fans are welcome in, and this is like the night to celebrate your Stanley Cup. So you can have the celebration before the game, and the Kraken can have the celebration after the game. How about that, right? That way everyone's happy. Both teams get to have their celebrations. Vegas has pre-game, Kraken has post-game. I think that's fair, right? Where do I live? I live around Seattle, greater Seattle area. Cup in 6, says that jersey. They sure did. 6 years they got the cup. The chalice. I was actually watching that game 1 against Toronto, and soon as the last out was recorded, I said, and the streak is over. Finally. Yeah, that's tough. Like, I will say as a Mariners fan, it's a little hard to feel bad for any team that's played 18 playoff games in that span just because the Mariners hadn't played them. But I guess on the other hand, I guess that there's no point in feeling good about making the playoffs if you don't win any games. So I would still take it. Personally, between the two, I'd still take what the Twins have had over the last couple of decades over what the Mariners have had. But neither one's fantastic. Hey, Scott's dropping by before the game starts. Hope you're having fun filling an almost hour before puck drop. Yeah, almost hour, 59 minutes. They couldn't have, I don't know why they had to go with 8:14. If they'd just gone with 8:15, then it would have been I would have gotten to fill a full hour before the game here. But RJ stopping in, RJ from Emerald City Hockey. Good to see him in here. Excited for the season as well over there, I'm sure. Been ready for this and counting it down, trying to kill off the off season, find things to do in the last couple of months. Not always easy when you follow hockey. Wow, they even have like the sparkly gold polos. That like trainer guy had a gold polo, and even that had like the sparkliness to it. Like a hockey, I have one of those gold Vegas jerseys because I got the one jersey from every team, obviously. But I will say that material, that gold material on the Vegas jerseys, is pretty scratchy. Like it looks cool, but it is pretty scratchy. Not the most comfortable thing. So that guy wearing a polo, that cannot be the most comfortable polo ever. Oh, that sword has got like gas all over it or something. That's gonna get lit on fire for sure. Do you think Wright will play more than 15 games for the Kraken this season? I do. The only way Wright doesn't play at least 15 games is if the Kraken stay like ridiculously healthy all season long, or if he regresses in the AHL, which I don't think either one is super likely. It's the 82 games of a regular season for hockey. It's very hard to stay even as healthy as the Kraken did last season. So yeah, I think Wright will come out for injury. Like with the Kraken, if once the Kraken lose a center, Wright will probably come up. Would be my guess, as long as it's for like a decent period of time. So yeah, I think 15 games he'll manage to play. The only way, I guess, the other way would be like if they. I guess the other way would be if they really want to save a year on that contract and have him play less than 10 games. But I kind of don't think that. Like, Ron Francis doesn't really play that game as much. Obviously, like, Francis went out of his way to get Beniers, like, in time to play 10 games at the end of that first season. So if Ron Francis was really trying to min-max things that way, then he would have done it with Beniers. So I don't think that's going to happen, but... Oh, good. They brought the Stanley Cup. We can skip the whole season. They can just hand it to the Kraken. It'll be fantastic. Just get it over with. No, we want to see how the Kraken do it, right? Oh, good. We got some sort of corny slot machine thing going here. I mean, it's Vegas. What else do you want? Let me guess. It's going to be 3 Stanley Cups. Oh, it is. Who would have guessed? But they only have one. I don't get it. They only have one Stanley Cup. Oh, there it is. There's the banner. Okay. Well, that is a very extra banner. Not a lot of room on there for other years to be added. I wonder what it's like for like players that were not a part of the team last year. Like they're all standing there with their arms around each other and like watching this banner get raised. And there's like at least a couple of guys that were not a part of that team. They're like, boy, this is feel like a bit of a third wheel here. Just kind of watching this. What do you think of the Vegas Golden Knights ring? That's pretty. It's a decent looking ring. I do think like having the. I know they're not the first ones to do it, but the like having the like kind of the lid of it like comes off and then has the like the arena on the inside. That's kind of cool. Again, I know they're not the only like the first ones in any sport that's done that, but it's kind of a neat little feature. I'm not like gold is not necessarily my favorite. Like obviously like my ring I didn't go gold. So I'm not like necessarily a huge fan of the color of gold. But like so and their ring was very very gold. Which obviously like they're the Golden Knights, it's going to have lots of gold on it. So it's not a surprise, but Not the best ring I've ever seen, but they're nice looking rings. Did the game start? No, the game starts in exactly 8 minutes. They said 8:14. Not a minute sooner, not a minute later. 8:14. Because when you say a time like 8:14, you mean 8:14. If you say 8:15, then like okay, that's a multiple of 5. There's a little wiggle room there on either side, but stay humble, stay humble. They deserved it. It's okay. I'm talking to myself. Oh yeah, like yeah, you can't take it away. Vegas, as far as the way they ran it, like not gonna lie, they've played with fire because I think there's a reckoning coming for Vegas. The way they have the team set up and all that, there's they're gonna have some dark days ahead with everything that they mortgaged to get that Stanley Cup. It's still gonna be a few years out. Like they still got a few years to go, but they did sell quite a bit. They spent a lot to make sure that they got that cup, and it works out. They get the cup, so it's all worth it. If they hadn't, I mean, just remember what it was like a year before. They had spent all this like draft capital and money and like heck goodwill to like get players in. They they become like the enemies of the NHL by the way that they treated Marc-Andre Fleury, just dealing him out of nowhere, kicking him out the door for basically for free after he wins a Vezina. Then there was the whole who was it? Yeah, the guy that they tried to trade to Anaheim. I'm spacing on the name, but they tried to trade him to Anaheim at the trade deadline, not last season, but the season before, only to find out that he doesn't have a he has Anaheim on his no trade list, and they had to awkwardly keep him around, and then they missed the playoffs. So it's just a testament to how much things can change in a year, because it looked like Vegas was kind of doomed. Like they'd gone all in, and they're gonna kind of fall apart after missing that playoffs, and then a year later they win the Stanley Cup. So it's just goes to show how much things can change in a year. What do you think is going to be the final score? I mean, hockey's so hard to predict final scores, especially season openers. I would imagine it'll be decently high scoring. I'm gonna say I feel like 4-3 is kind of like the safe bet. I'll think optimistically, say Vegas is kind of wound up after this whole ceremony and everything, and Seattle wins 4-3, maybe 5-3. But I bet there's at least seven or eight goals. I would say 6, 7, 8 goals somewhere in there. For the first time, for a first-time Kraken game watcher, who are the players to keep an eye on for? Boston fan here. Matty Beniers, number 10, is the obvious answer. Just won the Calder. Kind of that first line. I mean, not going to be saying anything no one wouldn't be able to think on their own there. Like, obviously, you're going to watch the first line of any team. But, yeah, McCann coming off a 40-goal season. Can he repeat that or get somewhere near that again? Beniers coming off the Calder. Is he going to have a sophomore slump? Based on the way he played in the preseason, yeah, I understand it's preseason, but Beniers looks like he's even better, honestly. And then Eberle, obviously, on that line as well. Let's see, who's fun to watch? Yanni Gord is always fun to watch, third line center. So he number 37, he's always fun to watch. Brandon Tanev goes in a fast line, goes in a straight line very quickly and loves to lay big hits. Oh, here they come. Your Seattle Kraken. Not that they'll be saying that in the arena, but there's Dumoulin, number 8. Let's see who else is there. 41. So there's Tanev. I didn't see that all of them come out, so I didn't see if it was Cartier or Yamamoto. See, we're looking for, but like, yeah, the obvious answer is Beniers or McCann. Beniers obviously number 10, McCann number 19. Gordon and Tanev are fun players to watch. It'll be interesting to see how Burakovsky plays coming back from the injury. Ellie Tolvanen, also fun guy to watch. Heck of a like absolute rocket of a shot. Celebration time. Um, who do you think are the three skaters on the Firebirds that are most likely to be promoted to the Kraken in a regular role by the end of the season? By the end of the season, the three most, I would say, and it probably happens via injury. It would be Shane Wright, not in this order necessarily, but Shane Wright and probably Riker Evans is the most likely one because I think as soon as the Kraken lose a defenseman for any kind of length of time, Riker Evans will come up and take the role. Would be kind of what I would expect. Um, I'd say probably in order. I'll go Riker Evans, Shane Wright, and Cole Lind would be the three. With John Hayden, I could like John Hayden also would definitely be a possibility for that. But again, John Hayden's definitely like he's the guy that they bring up when somebody gets hurt or like they need some more physicality, something like that. They just want to get someone to come up and be on the fourth line and play physically, right? So yeah, those are the four like Firebirds that I would say are the next up kind of guys. Celebration time, yep. Stay humble, stay humble. I would definitely like to be there in Vegas to see the game. They look like they put on a pretty awesome pregame show. I mean, it's Vegas. If you didn't put on an awesome pregame show, you're just not doing the city justice, right? That's what Vegas does is they put on shows. Unless it's the Raiders. The Raiders don't necessarily put on shows, but I believe most of the players on the team now were there last year. Yeah, that's you're talking about the Vegas. Yeah, most of their guys are the same. I think it's only like two or three guys on Vegas are different from last year. So it's most of the same team. And even then, I don't know if those guys were like part of the depth or what. Oh, Dodonov, yeah. Dodonov was the one that they tried to trade to Anaheim, and he had the no trade clause. All right, signing off. Don't let the Kraken disappoint me. All right, Victor, we won. Thanks for joining in for for the first hour leading up to the game, but not able to stay for the game. That's all right. Thanks for getting that, helping out with kill that dead time. Do you think other teams will try to follow the Vegas model and just try to chase the shiny objects of free agency? I'm sure someone will. Um, yeah, I mean, there's kind of it's not just Vegas. Like that's kind of the same thing the LA Rams did, right? Where the Rams had more of an instant fall off. We'll see if that happens with Vegas as well. I kind of don't think so because they have so many guys sticking around, at least for the next couple of years. I think Vegas will still be good. Um, but it's the same style of thing that the LA Rams did, where you just say, right, for the Rams, screw them picks or whatever, screw them picks. You just spend everything, spend all your picks, just throw crazy amounts of money at whoever the best free agent is. Not like, crazily overpaying guys, but like, oh, there's a great free agent. We'll just throw anybody out the door that we have to make sure we get him. Like whatever the next shiny new toy is, they're going to go for kind of thing. And again, for both the Rams and the Golden Knights, that worked out. They got their championships. The Rams, we've seen what's happened. Vegas, we'll have to wait and see. But it does kind of like, it tends to be it tends to be a way of getting one championship and then rebuild, which is where the Rams are kind of now. Or like one championship and then some mediocrity and then rebuild. Where like the Kraken are going more the route of like, they're building through the draft with Matty Beniers, Shane Wright. They're trying to really build a consistent team that can get there and then try to do it multiple times. Now that's, I would say, maybe a harder way to get to one cup, but if you can make it happen, then it's an easier way to win multiple. So time will only tell. I mean, like, again, you look at what like a Chicago or Pittsburgh did, and understandably, like Pittsburgh had, oh, here we go. Gord wins the faceoff, so the Kraken undefeated in faceoffs to start the season. Back to... Oh, and that will be icing on Vegas right away. So yeah, kind of a couple ways to do it. Like, understandably, with like Pittsburgh, they had Sidney Crosby, and having that like generational superstar is definitely gonna be something you can build around a little bit more easily. And yeah, or Patrick Kane for Chicago, but Pablo says Kraken 4, Vegas 3, OT. I'm here for it. Alexiak with the puck. Passes it back up along the boards. Coming out the other way. Oh, missed the pass to Gordon. Here you go. Bjorkstrand with it in the Kraken end. Bjorkstrand out to Alexiak. Alexiak with it. Gets it through middle, but turned right back over to Gord. Gord down the middle. Shot off of a stick and out of play. So we'll get a face-off in Vegas's end. Vegas going down. Good luck, Kraken. I like it. Thanks, I appreciate you mentioned the numbers with the names. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Brandon Tanev, number 13, by the way. So Tanev is the guy that likes to go fast and hit hard. Brandon Tanev's also easy to spot because he's got long flowing hair out of the back of his helmet. So here's Beniers. Beniers loses the face-off to, I think that's Martinez, number 20. Nope, we got a whistle. Hit something along the boards, I guess. I don't know what that whistle was for. Is the game delayed? Yeah, the game started at 8:14, so it was delayed by 45 minutes. 44 minutes, excuse me, 44 minutes. When's the game going to start? Yeah, it's already started. Sorry, some of these trying to get caught up on the comments, so some of them might be a little outdated. Here we go. Kraken first line out there. Eberle to McCann. McCann in with it. McCann tries to get it out to Eberle. Eberle tries to get out front. Oh, Beniers right out front. Shot! Oh. Vince Dunn nearly... Oh, he got a good look there. I think he might have just shot it off the... Actually didn't see who's in net for Vegas. Let me look that up. I think that's Hill. Yeah, Hill's in net for Vegas. Okay. Golden Pipes is on the ice. The game is starting. Got like a itchy, I don't know, something. I don't know, my allergies have been acting up lately for some reason, even though it's been raining here. Oh, right out in front. Beniers just right into the pad. Yeah. The puck was just sliding right out in front of Hill's pad, so there's not really much for Beniers to do there. Oh, and Vince Dunn. Oh. He had the top corner there, but it goes off the like inside of the elbow of the glove hand there of Hill. So a couple big saves there from Hill. One of them kind of just in the right position, but that's all right. That's most of being a goaltender, is putting yourself in the right position and letting the puck hit you. And then every now and then you get the highlight ones where they get that hand-eye. Here comes Vegas out the other way. Nice play there from Schultz. And back out. Wemberg's going to try and run it down, but Pietrangelo gets to it first. Behind the Vegas net. Oh, Wemberg couldn't get to it. There's Burakovsky. Vegas back out the other way. They'll dump in and get a change, so Will Borgen will go back to get the puck as the Kraken also get a change. Alexiak kind of goes down to join him. And it looks like it's the fourth line with Yamamoto out there. So yeah, it's Yamamoto instead of Cartier tonight. Here's Yamamoto up the side. He dumps it in. Tanev and Belmar now down in the corner with puck. Here's Borgen with it. Shoot it, Borgen. Shoot it. He does. Blocked out in front. Now the Kraken will regroup as Yamamoto goes back. Oh, turnover. Belmar with it. He has to wait for Yamamoto to get back on side. Drops it for Yamamoto. Yamamoto pulls up. He's going to look for the guy coming in late. Passes there. Done. Shot. Wide. Got a penalty here, and it's going to be All right, we got a slash on Yamamoto, or slash Yamamoto draws a slashing call, I should say. So it's 43 Cooter goes to the box. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Aiden Hill, yeah, Aiden Hill. So Kraken, what is going on? It's like a cat hair that's just like like tickling my nose. It's really annoying. Yeah, Kraken to the power play here. Let's go. All right, this was a bit of a weakness for the Kraken last season was their power play. So let's see if it can get off to a good start here. The power play itself did not get off to a great start. Vegas wins the face-off, and now the Kraken will regroup and try and get back into the zone. Eberle with the puck carries it in out to the side, and that is immediately turned over, and Vegas will just dump it back out. So the Kraken are 20 seconds into their power play, having yet to really hold the puck in the offensive end. Is Aiden Hill good? As of the playoffs last year, yes. Was he good in Arizona or San Jose? Not necessarily worth writing home about, but he was good when it mattered most for him, and that can really make a career for a goaltender. Just look at Jordan Binnington. You have that one hot run. Pass out in front. Bjorkstrand. Oh, he passed it back instead of shooting at Yamamoto with it. Down to Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand pulls up. Can get some space. Out front. Not a good pass. And cleared again. So 52 seconds. The first unit there and didn't really get much done. As Dunn has the puck. Dunn drops off the puck. Here comes Yamamoto. I guess this is the second unit that's out there right now already. Yamamoto has it. Whoa. Nice play there, Yamamoto. Done with it. Back to Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand down to Yamamoto. Yamamoto looking for a pass up to Schwartz. It's not there. Done. Shot. Wide. And it comes out. So that will maybe one more chance here with 15 seconds left in the power play as Tolvanen has it going into the offensive end. Schwartz now down in the corner. Back out to Tolvanen. Whoop. Tolvanen loses it. Larson out there as the Kraken get ready for the end of the power play. And that will bring it to an end. Yeah, Kraken do not get a shot on net. They did get a couple shot attempts, but nothing on net. Here comes Larson with the puck all alone into the offensive end. He's going to ring it around the boards behind the net, where Tanev tries to get to it first, but isn't able to keep it in. Then he goes back and does keep it in. Still fought for in the kind of right in front of Vegas's bench in the top corner of the offensive end for the Kraken. Oh, we're going to have a fight. There are some strong words, or maybe not words so much as some pushing and shoving going on there between Tanev and somebody. I wish ESPN showed the shot on goal like Root does. Yeah, they do occasionally. So Kraken have 4 shots on goal to 0 for Vegas. So the defending champs are still looking for their first shot on goal with 6.5 minutes gone in the first. And some more. What's your thoughts on Eichel, McCann, anytime scores parlay? Oh, like to get both Eichel and McCann a goal? I think it's hard to hockey, especially again, like I said earlier, especially the first game of the season. You know, there's always going to be guys more likely to score than others, and Eichel and McCann are probably the 2 most likely people to score, or should say most likely on each team. Here we go. Shot, Burakovsky out front. Oh, the rebound was there, but right to a Vegas player. Whoa. That was not... Hill gave up a big rebound there, but it went right to one of his own guys. Out front. And Vegas scores. First shot on goal and Vegas scores. God. It's Chandler Stevenson who got the game-winning goal for Vegas in the first inaugural season for the Kraken, although he kicked that one in, and this one he definitely did not kick in. That's annoying. Yeah, and then they just get an odd man transition, and oh, Dumoulin just got walked there. I shouldn't say walked. I mean, he just like Stevenson just goes right past Dumoulin. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, nice passing play there from Vegas, but yeah, not played well there by especially Dumoulin, but Schultz too. Bad words. Any other apps? ESPN Plus. Yeah, that's kind of. Well, that's annoying. Here we go. Wemberg behind the net. Shot from Schultz. Trying to make up for it. Oh. I mean, like, the Kraken are playing. They're going to score the way they're playing right now. Schultz falls over himself as he keeps the puck in the offensive end, but does end up coming out. All right, here's Schultz and Dumoulin in the Kraken end of the ice as they try and start the breakout. They do get it dumped in. Oh, here's Alexiak, the big rig, trying to do it all himself. All right, the Kraken a little out of sorts right now, so they got to kind of get this calmed down now. Vegas already up to 3 shots on goal now, so the first one went in, and I guess they've gotten 2 more here that have been saved. Is it just me, or does it feel like Seattle has had the puck possession the entire game? Basically, yeah. More puck possession than Vegas. Yeah, Seattle's had it for pretty much the entire game, except for like the couple of rushes that Vegas had, and one of them got one in the net. So the Kraken get another power play here. It's a holding call on somebody. Kraken back to the power play, but Vegas up 1-0. Who scored? Chandler Stevenson. It was a 3-on-2 passing play, and it was 3-on-2 with Dumoulin and Schultz were the two for the Kraken, and they might as well have not been there, quite honestly. Especially Dumoulin just really didn't do much of anything there. A hard save for Grubauer to make. Doesn't help that, again, it's kind of like that first season where it doesn't help Grubauer that the first shot he sees is the odd man rush where his 2 defensemen kind of don't do anything. So it was like a pass across his face right in front of him. The score from the last game is still up. Oh, what the heck? There we go. It's like, I don't know. I took it off. I guess I forgot that there's like oh, first stream of the season, first game stream since the playoffs. So still some rust to knock off, I guess myself. But yeah, I forgot OBS has like I got like the 2 screens, like the one that's where I like add stuff in, and then I have to click transition to get it to go to the live one. And so I'd taken off all that scoring stuff from the previous game on the editing one, but I forgot to transition it to live, so whoops. That's all right though. And Marshawn Lynch is everywhere. I guess like it was Raiders, so like Marshawn likes it's kind of wild to me that like Marshawn is like stuck with like he's still kind of I mean, he still does a lot of Seahawks stuff because he spent most of his career with Seattle. But it's still kind of funny to me that like he has stayed like kind of attached to the Raiders, even though they're not in Oakland anymore, and Oakland is the reason he was attached to them in the first place. All right, so the Kraken back on the power play. I think they lost the face-off there. Either way, it's Beniers with the puck now coming through center ice. He pulls up and does not get it in, so they have to pull up again. Beniers still circling with the puck in the neutral zone. Here it comes. Out to the side, Eberle back in front. This is Burakovsky. Shot, Eberle! Oh, off of Hill. Glove down. Here's McCann. Still fighting for it, and Vegas does get to it. They're going to get it out. There's Eichel with the dump. McCann leaves the puck so that it can be picked up by Beniers, who dumps it for Schultz, and the Kraken will change to the second unit. Still kind of discombobulated there on the power play for the first unit. A little bit better than the first time. Here's a Schwartz! Oh! Here's Dunn. Aiden Hill doesn't have his stick. Shot! Oh, rebound was there, but nobody was there to get the rebound. Shot! Blocked out in front. Bjorkstrand to Yamamoto, looking for the bumper to Tolvanen, out in front for Schultz, back to Tolvanen. No. And Vegas will get this one cleared. So 15 seconds left. The Kraken will get one more chance here as Bjorkstrand's in with it, drops it for Schultz. Schwartz, sorry. Here's Bjorkstrand. Out front to Yamamoto. Got his stick tangled with a Vegas stick. Shot, Tolvanen. Nope. Tolvanen turns it over. Out of the box, and it's one-on-one. Nice play by Dunn to prevent the scoring chance right out of the box there. Vegas set up for the first time really in the offensive end. Spinning shot. Grubauer with a nice save there on Stevenson. Whoa. It's gone now. Cheers. Skillful goal by Stevenson. Yeah, it was a nice passing play that got Vegas that goal. Andrei Burakovsky is magic. His teams have won the cup on the last year of both of his regular contracts, if I remember correctly. Yep. Yeah, he won the cup in his last year in DC, and then won the cup in his last year in Colorado. Which means I think there's a couple of years. Hold on. Let's see here. Excuse me. Ugh. Burakovsky. Okay, Burakovsky is his last year of his contract. He's got 4 more years. It's a 5-year contract. 5 years, $5.5 million. So that means the Kraken will win the Stanley Cup in 26-27. That's the last year of Burakovsky's contract. So there you go. Lock it in. It would be year 6 for the Kraken, so it would be right in line with Vegas. Yeah, 20. So it would be the 27 playoffs. It would be the 6th year for the Kraken, just like Vegas, and they'll be winning the cup because that's when Burakovsky his last year of his deal. It's nice to have Berkey back, absolutely. 64 people in here. Welcome in, everybody. Out in front. Oh, big save from Grubauer. Woo! Shaky defense there from the Kraken to... Oh, Grubauer doesn't have his stick. Now he does. Here's Larson with it. Out front. Here we go. 2-on-1. Oh, Wemberg. Pass back. Oh, Larson. Shot. Kind of backward spinning. Classic Alex Wemberg. There's a 2-on-1 chance there. Here comes McCann down into the corner, fighting for it. Eberle out front. Borgen shot save made by Hill. Saw it coming all the way. Not hard save for Hill to make. Uh-oh. Shot save made from Grubauer. So the Kraken didn't let up a shot for the first 7 minutes of the game, but they've let up 6 shots now in the last, 5.5 minutes? So that's not great. Having a blast. Why 2027? That's, shot. Nice save from Grubauer on the Pietrangelo shot. Right off the face-off, another lost face-off for the Kraken. We'll check on that. Check on that battle when it comes to end of the period. All right, here we go. Here's Dumoulin. First touch of the puck for him. It's kind of already... I don't think there's really one person to blame on that goal by Vegas, but Dumoulin would probably be the one I would put more blame on than anyone else. Tough start, but you know what? Maybe he'll get it. Oh, nice poke to keep it in. Burakovsky just throws it into the corner as he goes off on a change, I guess. I don't know where he's going. Nope, he's still out there. That was kind of weird. Odd play there from Burakovsky. Oh, here comes Bjorkstrand in. Bjorkstrand shot. Oh, save made. Tried to go 5-hole on Hill. Hill managed to get that closed up in time. Here's Bjorkstrand. Looking for something. Shoots. Ooh, Larson out front. Gord. Nope. Larson still has it. Looking for something. Shot. Off the blocker. Tolvanen. Tries to get it back to Bjorkstrand. Can't. Tolvanen to Gord. Gord out around the boards. Here comes Vince Dunn. Bjorkstrand has it now. Back down to Dunn in the corner. Here's Gord. Gord sticking with it, and now Vegas finally gets possession of it and gets it out. So Vegas will get a change. Here's Yamamoto as the fourth line will come on for the Kraken. Tanev in on the forecheck. Does get to it first, but Vegas is able to clean it up with more guys following in. Kept in for a second, but not long as Belmar fights for it. Off the skate of Tanev, who now has it in the defensive end. Through the middle is Dumoulin. Sorry, that was unclear. The last year of Burakovsky's contract is 2027, and that's when his team wins the Stanley Cup. So 2027 Seattle Stanley Cup. Place your bets now, people. Tanev just scored on our own net. Tanev just put it in past Grubauer. Unless I saw that, like, what happens here? Out front. Okay, yeah, it did go off. So Tanev didn't actually put... Tanev's, like, just trying to dump it behind the net. And Marchessault just sticks his stick out in front of Tanev, and it goes off of Marchessault's stick. I don't know what Tanev's doing there. Like, Grubauer probably has to have, like, just... Like, Grubauer could probably be against his post there, but I don't know what Tanev's doing. Like... Out in front. Gosh, I think the Kraken have played better this entire game, and they just made two huge mistakes, and both have cost them. Unbelievable. Well, let's change the score real quick. Maybe if I highlight the away score, they'll score next. There we go. Well, pretty ugly first period here from the Kraken, who actually, like, honestly, they've played decently overall, but two terrible mistakes have ended up in the back of their net. And Schwartz is offside. Not a good start. Nope. Where are you watching from? Oh, how am I watching? I'm watching through YouTube TV. Who scored? Marchessault. I mean, Brandon Tanev, but Marchessault. It was you could call it a Tanev shot with a Marchessault tip on the Kraken net. Thought I heard Vegas fans chanting MVP. I don't know why. Did Marchessault win? Who won? I don't know who. I can't remember who won the. Yeah. Brandon made an uh-oh. He sure did. 5-2 Knights. You heard it here first. I don't know. I mean, if the Kraken can't get out of their own way, it's going to be a long night. It's okay. Kraken can come back from 2-0. Yeah. Oh, Marchessault won the Conn Smythe. Okay, yeah. So that would be why, because he was the MVP of the playoffs. Shout out to me uh, throwing 100 on Vegas to score first. A bold way to spend $100, but it worked out for you, I suppose. Was not looking good, honestly. Okay, it's down in the Kraken end. Around back, if we can try to not score on ourselves here, guys, that'd be great. Burakovsky with it, and Burakovsky no longer has it. Now it's right against the wall, right out in the center of the ice against the wall. Now Vegas has it. Through neutral zone, they'll just fling it in. Bounces around the back. Gourde out back to Dunn. Dunn up to Larson. Larson turns it over in the Kraken end. That's turned right back over as Dunn has it. Dunn up for Tolvanen, but Tolvanen has it taken away from him. Vegas comes in offside, so we will get a face-off in the neutral zone. Decord should have started on net. I mean, I don't know. Like, the stat line is going to look terrible for Grubauer, but he's had a 3-on-2 rush where his two defensemen did nothing, and then he's had his own guy score on him. So I don't think there's no goal where there's hardly ever a goal where a goaltender is blameless, but I don't think Grubauer is like mainly to blame for either goal that's happened right now. Brandon Tanev looks like Joey Tribbiani from Friends. Kind of. I can see it. Obviously with long hair, but shots are 11-7 in favor of the Kraken, but obviously the scoreboard is what matters, and they are definitely not ahead there. Uh-oh. Turnover as Grubauer was still getting out in front of the net, but it doesn't end up costing the Kraken as they almost make a third big mistake. Oh, huge save from Grubauer. Whoa. Grubauer just robbed somebody out front. Oh, the Kraken are not looking good defensively all of a sudden. Jeez. Amadio. Amadio just all alone standing at the top of the crease gets the pass wide open shot against, well, I mean, like, just no one anywhere near, like, no one around him whatsoever, and just gets the shot off, but Grubauer got his leg down in time to make the save. Uh, is the broadcast team you're watching ESPN one or Root ESPN? And here's a nice play by Larson there. And that will be icing, and it'll come back down to the Kraken end. Nice defensive play there from Larson to stop the breakaway. The ESPN broadcast is insufferable. Knight's supposed to be hungover, though. I don't know. I mean, you're not expecting him to be hungover. Sometimes you see where it's like, the like festivities and stuff beforehand is like a distraction, but and on like again, the Kraken came out and played. The Kraken were the better team for the first most of this period. On like I would say the first 15 minutes, the Kraken looked clearly like the better team at the start of this game, but they make the one bad mistake to allow that odd man rush, and then the defensemen don't do anything to stop the passing back and forth. So Grubauer's given no chance, and then they put it in their own net. So you can be the better team for most of the game and have two bad mistakes, and it can still lead to you being behind. And Aiden Hill's had a couple of pretty spot on saves as well. He's been good in this one so far. Oh boy. All right. All right, here we go. Getting it turned around. We have under a minute left in the first. Not a great first period in the end. Again, they whoa. Again, letting lots of traffic in front of Grubauer defensively there. Turnover. Burakovsky's shot goes wide. 10 seconds left. And they're just going to let it go down to the second period. All right. Well, again, the Kraken, I would say, I mean, they had obviously the possession was in their favor that entire first period, really up until the end. Vegas, as soon as Vegas got the second goal, that's kind of when they started to take over there. But the goal from Stevenson comes on a 3-on-2 rush, and it's Schultz and Dumoulin Dumoulin just, I know like Schultz didn't do much, but Dumoulin's the one that had his guy get past him after not doing anything. Like they just let the attack walk them all the way up to the net, and Dumoulin lets his guy right past him without really even putting up any kind of a fight. So pass out in front, like pass in front of Grubauer's face from one side to the other. That's exactly how you score. Like that's not easy for any goaltender. And then the second one, again, Kraken press, get shots. Second one is that was the first shot on game. First shot on goal for Vegas was 7 minutes in. Um, yeah, then the second one, I don't know what Brandon Tanev's doing. Again, Grubauer probably could be against his post there, but his guy has the puck in front of him. I don't think he's really expecting his guy to basically put the puck in his own net. I mean, Marchessault did he put his stick, you know, between Tanev and where Tanev was going to throw the puck, and Tanev just threw the puck right off Marchessault's stick and into the net. So, oh well, still two to go. Good vibes. Yeah, I mean, like, look, it's not out of reach by any means. There's still 40 minutes of hockey left. The Kraken, as long as they can regroup here and come back out and look like the team that they did at the start of the first, they're going to score eventually. They just need to clean up those stupid mistakes that cost them 2 goals. So it's definitely an uphill battle by any means, but it's not over. Or by all means, it's an uphill battle, but it's not over. It's also game 1 of 82. Yeah, I mean, the Kraken lost. They did get a point out of their first game last year, but the Kraken never looked better this game. I guess you didn't watch the start of the game then, but if you just tuned in for the last 5 minutes, then yeah, I guess the Kraken definitely didn't look better anytime in the last 5 minutes. But Vegas hardly touched the puck for the first like 6-7 minutes of the game. So I don't know how you can say that the Kraken didn't look better when Vegas didn't have a shot on goal until 7 minutes into the game. I mean, credit where credit. You can't ignore that Vegas did take advantage of the mistakes Seattle made, and Seattle is yet to really capitalize. Like Seattle had 2 power plays and got nothing out of it too. Is start to the season is the same as how last season went with the power play. It just looks disorganized, and yeah, they just can't get anything going. Yeah, again, like the score doesn't always tell the flow of the game, right? If you're looking at the scoreboard, then yeah, Vegas is up 2-0, but how you get to 2-0 is not always the same. But once Vegas got the second goal, they took over the game at that point. Still, it's one period in, and saw the Kraken come back from worse. Not the first season, last season though. Is there a player on another team that you think could fit well in Seattle? I mean, there's plenty of players I think could fit well in Seattle. Honestly, like if he can get any kind of a role, I think Yamamoto will fit the team pretty well. But it's trying to find a role on the team. I mean, and I don't want to take like easy answers with like superstar players. I mean, take your pick of like a 200-foot player, like someone that plays defensively responsible hockey, but also can offer something in the offensive end, like forechecking. Um, I don't know, like anybody that's like any of your like Selkie type players, like the Ron Francis really likes his Selkie type players, right? The defensively responsible forward with still some offensive talent. Obviously, like again, superstar, but like the best version of that being Bergeron, or not Bergeron, sorry. Oh, great. Pasternak. Bergeron's retired. He would fit the Kraken well, but he's retired, and he wouldn't unretire to play with the Kraken. Um. Oh, we should look at in a potential trade target. I'll be honest, I have not really looked at trade targets at all yet. I'll start looking at that come like January probably. And one of the things you have to think about with trade targets is the most likely guys to get traded at the deadline are guys with like 1 year left on their contract. And I know who that would be. Like, as far as if the Kraken turn out to be sellers at the deadline, I if the Kraken end up being sellers at the deadline, then Wemberg is probably gone. Uh, as well as, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I haven't really looked around the league to see who else could be that style of player. Go ahead and burn that jersey. Let's go Knights. What? Burn the Gold Knights jersey? No, I paid for it. I didn't pay a ton for it, but got it on the cheap a year ago. 100% Evan. How did you get into hockey? I've watched a lot of your YouTube videos, but I haven't seen any about your own hockey origin story. Yeah, I mostly have only talked about it on streams, really. Um, I so grew up in the like born and raised in the Seattle area. So if you're in the I don't know if you're like from Canada or where you're from, but if you're from Canada and don't already know this, hockey is not the most like it's not the easiest sport to watch if you're not from a city that has a team. Like and it less so now with like with streaming it's a little bit easier now, but like growing up in the era of cable and even dial up at the beginning, like cable like TV channels just didn't show hockey games hardly at all in the Seattle area without a team here. So I'd watch like the Canucks you'd have the Canucks on like CBC every now and then. Once playoffs came around, then you usually like you could usually watch playoff hockey pretty like that was when it started to become accessible. Like TV channels wanted to put playoff hockey on, but you weren't watching a lot of hockey during the regular season. So I kind of grew up watching the Canucks some, but again, not a ton just because it wasn't very easy to watch games. And then got turned off of the Canucks when they lost the when they lost the Stanley Cup against the Bruins, and then they like turned. I really liked Luongo at the time, Luongo and the Sedins, but like when Canucks fans kind of turned on Luongo, I don't know. I guess I lost interest there for a few years, and then eventually I was like, I kind of want to watch more hockey again. So I started watching the Avalanche and following the Avalanche. They weren't very good, but I just liked their colors and their logo and mascot, but their nickname. I like the name the Avalanche, and I like Denver is a nice like I like the Denver area, like mountains and that kind of stuff. So I followed the Avalanche for a while, and then obviously as soon as Seattle got a team, jumped all in on it. So I would say it was kind of like a casual fan at best for most of my life, and kind of it was always one of those things where like I wanted to be more into hockey than I could be because of like access of watching the games. So then as soon as the access was there with a team coming to where I'm from, then that's when I just jumped in all in on it. If the Kraken are buyers at the deadline, who do you think will be moved for cap reasons, lack of fit, other reasons? Again, if the Kraken are going to move players, which by the trade deadline, you're probably looking at a situation where you've got like guys injured and you're trying to look to fill spots. And the Kraken still have, what is it? I'm going to look at $3 million of cap space right now. And then there's LTIR. So if they have a guy that's injured and like on IR, then they can dip into LTIR if they need to at that point. So it's not necessarily that they would have to like look at getting rid of cap space. But again, if the Kraken have to get rid of cap space to make a trade and bring someone in, then Wemberg is going to make the most sense, or Justin Schultz. But you're probably not trading defensemen to make a run, especially like a guy that's a quarterback, like one of your power play guys. Even if the Kraken power play is like terrible, which it kind of is. Um, Megna's another guy you could trade out to get, but he's on like a minimum deal, so you're not really going to get cap space there. Uh, like, yeah, there's not really like Wemberg's the obvious one. Yeah, I don't like Wemberger, but I would say Wemberger Eberle, but Eberle has said that he wants to be in Seattle, and Francis likes to do well by players, and you're not going to trade one of your first line forwards to unless you're like just going all out seller. I can't see them really trading Eberle. Honestly, I think he'll get extended unless he gets injured or something like that. But yeah, if the Kraken end up trading a player out, Wemberg is the most likely player to get traded out at some point this season for whatever reason. Um, Seattle has a deep history of hockey. It's usually local, but it's there. Oh yeah, I mean there's definitely hockey in Seattle. It's just like if you want to watch it. So like I went to T-Birds games every now and then, but if you wanted to watch it on TV, that just was not easy to watch on TV. Um, at least not when I was growing up, right? Like before I before me there was like the totems and the old WHL teams, and then yeah there was the T-Birds when I was growing up, but again not really on TV hardly at all because it's WHL. So I'd go to like going to games. Yeah, I go to the occasional T-Birds game, but not a ton. I was much more into baseball, really mostly baseball as a kid, and then the Seahawks started getting good. It kind of Seahawks as well. I mean, I would say I was into the Seahawks as a kid for sure, but the Mariners were the team that was good then. So, not that it stayed that way. I'm also from Seattle, so I know how inaccessible hockey was in the Pacific Northwest. Yep. Yeah. So it was like basically it was just always like there was always a desire to want to watch more hockey because I really like always really liked hockey. It just I know I didn't grow up playing it, and I couldn't watch a ton of it, so it was not something where it was easy to like go all in like I have once Seattle got the team. Then it's like, oh yeah, you're all in at that point. I mean, I felt like for a few years even before that, I was following the Avalanche via like I would watch games when I could. Again, it wasn't a ton of games. Like it was like a few games a season, but I was like checking scores all the time and that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, we gotta hopefully be getting close here. It's 9 o'clock, getting close to the puck drop for second period. Your hockey 101 videos are great. Glad to help. Yeah, I know that was something. Or again, I kind of figured, I had kind of gone all in a couple years before that at that point, but I figured with as soon as Seattle is like, as soon as the Kraken started playing, there was going to be a ton of people, at least in Seattle, that really wanted to learn the game and that kind of stuff. So it was really just born of like, I know there's a lot of people in my where I am that are gonna be looking for this information, and it wasn't like I would search around and I wasn't finding it, so I was like, all right, well I'll just do it then. Like if it's not out there or it's not easy to find, then I might as well be the one that does it. So that's where the 101 videos came from. It was figured it would be useful for Seattle fans, and obviously it's useful for anybody that's trying to get into the sport. But being that the Kraken were coming into the league, that's why I started it when I did. It does help. We'll say channel wise, it helps because they're very much videos that are like evergreen style, where like they can be watched at any time. They always get views. Obviously, like I'll do the R&R after this game, the recap and reaction to this game, and it'll get I don't know, it'll get its few hundred views or whatever. It'll get its views and then it'll never get views again because that's like how game videos work. No one's gonna like 6 months from now. No one's gonna be going and be like, oh, what happened from a Kraken perspective in that first game of the season. I mean, first game of the season maybe a little more so, but still not a ton. But like a 101 video, you can watch that whenever, as long as they don't change the rules drastically. They're always going to be good videos. What am I drinking right now? It's just flavored water. I've got a beer ready to go, but I'm not cracking a beer until the Kraken score. So might not crack one tonight. We'll see. So I'm only into winning teams. Oh, no, no, no. Don't get me wrong. I followed the Seahawks. I followed the Mariners all through their 2 decades of not making the playoffs. And I followed the Seahawks as a kid. Like Ricky Waters was my favorite player growing up, which is like, like obviously Ken Griffey Jr. was my main favorite player, but as a kid you like sometimes have those like random players that you just attach to, and I don't like looking back on it, like I don't know why Ricky Waters was my favorite player. It kind of goes to show what the Seahawks were in the 90s, I guess. But uh yeah, the Seahawks of the 90s were, they were the team that was, they were just like constant, they were kind of the Mariners of the Mariners of the last 2 decades, where it was just like constantly mediocre, and they're like maybe next year's the year. Like they're like just good enough to make you believe that they could be better the next year. Like if they made a couple moves in the offseason, they could be better, but always bad enough where they were never better. So I mean, yeah, that's where it's like when the Seahawks got good in the like early 2000s, and have pretty much been, other than a couple of down year, like literally a couple of down years in the last like 20 years, they've been good. It was, I grew up as a kid, that was not a thing with the Seahawks. Like I grew up when the Seahawks were just it was like really the worst era of Seahawks football, except for their first few seasons after joining as an expansion team. So back when expansion teams joined and were bad. I've been trying to see what he's drinking. Brown can. No, it's like pink and yellow. It's what is it? Strawberry lemonade flavored water. It's like off-brand flavored water. I don't know. It's hydrating and it tastes fine. Like I said, I got a beer ready to go that I'll crack open when the Kraken score, if they do. If they don't, then I might have to go get another water or something. I don't know. My first Seattle hockey game was Seattle Breakers, not Thunderbirds, in 84, 85 in high school. Watched the U.S. Olympic gold medal team in 80 on CBC black and white TV. Nice. Yeah, I haven't been around that long, so I couldn't have watched any of that. But oh yeah, Olympic hockey. I love Olympic hockey. Like always watched Olympic hockey. Like I'm definitely someone that's like Winter Olympic. Give me Winter Olympics over Summer Olympics all day long. And there's a turnover. We've gotten going here in the second period. The Kraken, I think, won the face. I'd be honest. Right out in front. I don't know how that didn't end up. Somehow that got behind Grubauer, I think, but not in the net. Somehow they managed to keep it out. The Kraken almost just let the Golden Knights do whatever they wanted again. All right, Vegas definitely the better start here so far in the second, but let's see if the Kraken can figure things out a bit. What are we doing? We're just standing around, guys. Come on. Beniers behind the net to Dunn. Dunn back up along the boards. Eberle up to... Nope. Eberle back. Oh, he's in. Shot out in front. Oh, he's trying to go to Beniers for a tip next to the net, but it wasn't there. And Vegas will get it back out the other way, and it's a breakaway. Shot, scores. Oh boy, they are not looking good. What are we like? Oh, just Vince Dunn, just kind of lazy getting back. Like Dunn and Larson, the top pair of defense, just lazy getting back, and Barbashev just skates right past Dunn while he isn't looking and breakaway. All right, this has started out almost exactly the way the first ever game for the Kraken started out. Vegas 2-0 lead in the first. Actually, they have 1-0 lead. I'm going to look that up again. But Vegas had a 3-0 lead in that game, and the Kraken came back and tied it. So I would say unlikely to happen, but it could happen again. Now, if it becomes 4-0, oh, big save from Grubauer. The Kraken just getting walked down defensively. They have been bad in their own end of the ice. Own end of the ice. What am I trying to say there? Shot goes wide. Yeah, so this is like the same similar start. So yeah, it was 2-0 after 1 in that game. Then Vegas scored first in the second period, so it was 3-0. Then Donato and McCann scored to make it 3-2 after 2. And then Geeky scored to tie the game, and then Stevenson had the kick in to win the game for Vegas. That wasn't in overtime. That was still in regulation. So far, it's basically just the same game as that first ever game for the Kraken. Here's out front shot. Oh, save made and rebound goes right to Vegas again. There's a shot from Tolvanen. Oh, here's Tolvanen again. He's got Bjorkstrand. Shot. Why? Oh, might have glanced off the crossbar, but shots are now 15-14. Still in favor of the Kraken shots wise. Here's Alexiak. Out front. Oh, goes wide. Oh, that was there. Oh, Borgen just forked it wide. It was there. That was there. Jeez, what a move by Barbashev. Now, Barbashev has been very, very good this game. I would give Barbashev first star so far, honestly. Donato scored the first goal of... Oh, he scored today. He scored the first goal for Chicago. Oh, it was there. Borgen just didn't have a strong enough stick on the pass. Oh, that should be in the net. Wow, worse words. Oh well, hockey's back. It's life. Good game. This might get ugly. Look, yeah, the reality is it's getting pretty ugly, but I'm gonna stay optimistic until it's just. I don't know. I've never thought there's like. I feel like being a pessimistic fan just makes sports less fun, right? All right, I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay. So yeah, you know what? The reality is, the Kraken had a good start to the game. They got nothing out of it. They made 2 bad mistakes, and now ever since the second one, it's been pretty much all Vegas. Although, yeah, it should be 3-1 right now, but Borgen just didn't have a strong enough, couldn't keep the blade of his stick on the ice strongly enough to put that one in the net. A great pass and setup there, and nice defensive play. Who is that sliding it? That's Larson again. And Larson has been pretty good tonight. I mean, if the Kraken don't score, it's going to be hard to hand out any stars to the Kraken this game. But Larson, I would have no problem giving Larson a star if he wasn't one of the 2 defensemen that let Barbashev pass him for that third goal. That was definitely more on Vince Dunn. And you kind of need a save there by Grubauer, but if Grubauer doesn't get off to one game is we're not going to overreact from one game. If he doesn't get off to a good start to the season, though, I do kind of want to see Decord. We're not going to overreact from one game. Like it. When I say a bad start to the season, I mean if we're like 10 games in and he's just like not looking good, then that's kind of when you start. Dumoulin has not really looked very good. Again, one game in, but Kraken first season vibes in this one. Honestly, yeah, they looked great in the first like kind of 10-15 minutes, and oh, Vegas just kind of looked like the Kraken in the defensive end there for a second. They were just like doing nothing, and Beniers just walked in and almost scored. Everly up front. Oh, he gets pushed over. Oh, the puck was right there in the crease. They just like couldn't get it to settle and get a stick on it. McCann drops it for Alexiak. He shoots it, but Hill saw that coming all the way and makes the save. Habs vs. Leafs tomorrow, a true classic. How many games a year do you watch? All 82. I've watched every Kraken game that they've played, except for preseason. I haven't. The preseason games, especially this year, they did not make very easy to watch, and I had some stuff going. But I tried to watch as much of them as I could, and if not, like just to get a vibe for how like especially the prospects are doing. But every like regular season or playoff, I've watched every game. Yes, that includes the inaugural season. They tested my patience that first year. They sure did, but you know, part of the thing with that first year was like, yeah, they're bad, but it's still the first year of a hockey team in Seattle, so you kind of just like, you kind of still had that like, they're bad, but I'm still getting to watch like a hockey team, an NHL team play for Seattle, right? Like, and then the second year they're good, so that also made it easier to watch. Just need one. Yeah, at least one. Let's not get shut out in the first game, but there's still plenty of time. In that case, we just need a goal from Ryan. We just need a goal from Donat. Oh, I like that. I like that one, Evan. Good one. Well, we got to watch a Donato goal earlier today. I said this when there was only like 10 people in here earlier, but Matty Beniers and Connor Bedard have something in common. Both of them got their first NHL point in their first game on a Ryan Donato goal. So there you go. And also both on the road. For Beniers, it was on the road in Calgary, and for Bedard, obviously on the road in Pittsburgh. I will say Bedard was on a secondary assist, and I'm not saying that Beniers is going to be better than Bedard necessarily, but Beniers was a no-look cross-ice pass, so that like between the two first career points, Beniers was much more impressive. Both on Donato goals. I think Donato had an assist on Shane Wright's first goal as well. So that was Shane Wright's first point. Or maybe, no, Donato might have scored the goal on Shane, because Shane had an assist. He got a secondary assist, and it might have been on a Donato goal. That was his first point, was an assist as well. I can't remember that one as well, though. And here's the pass out front. What are the Kraken doing? There's like letting Vegas have the center of the ice. Very uncharacteristic defensively from last season. They were so like, that's where they were good in their end last season, was they kept everything to the outside. Their weakness defensively last season was right out in front of the net, which is not a great place to have a weakness, and that has come up again this game. But they've also just been kind of letting Vegas have the middle of the ice on top of that. Not to mention the couple of breakaways and 3-on-2. Which 2 of the goals are from a breakaway and a 3-on-2. Cool that Donato is playing on Bedard's line. Yeah, like I was saying there earlier, might low key, if he stays on that line, he might be worth picking up if you play fantasy. Dumoulin shot. Oh, I mean Dumoulin's a guy to watch to score, because Kraken first game of the season, new players like scoring for the Kraken in the first game of their season. Shots are 17 to 18 now in favor of Vegas, but it's not that even on the scoreboard. It would be cool if you could do where they are now YouTube video on Donato, Geeky, and Sprong. Oh, like at the end of the season? Yeah, maybe. Like maybe at the end of the season. Donato's on Bedard's line in Chicago. Chicago's not very good. Like, no offense to Donato. I always really liked Donato. But he's not a first line. Like, he's not a first line forward on a good team. I think he can be shot, front, scores, McCann! Let's go! All right, we got one. Yeah, let's go. All right, so Jared McCann, that was the first name I mentioned when someone asked who I thought was going to score the first goal for the Kraken. I said safe bet is McCann. And then I did say that like Yamamoto's the like sleeper pick, but yeah, safe bet was McCann. McCann, 40 goal scorer last season. He gets his first one here, and he has now scored in the first game of all 3 seasons for the Kraken. So 3-1, Kraken are on the board. This is how it happened last time. Remember. Now, ideally, we would 4-3 is. A loss is a loss, so rather it doesn't end the same way. But yeah, so Donato's on that first line in Chicago. Sprong is in Detroit. I don't know where he's playing in Detroit, but they don't really have like a superstar forward end. Oh boy. Not again. That's going to be a penalty. Yep, Wemberg's going to go to the box for sure. Okay, so if you look at overall stats last season, the penalty kill was mediocre for Seattle, but they had one of the best penalty kills in the NHL from January through the playoffs. So we'll see if they can pick up where they left off. Wemberg. I think he played that pretty well. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, that's one where the Seattle's already had 2 power plays, and we know that the refs like doing even up calls. And if you're going to make an even up call, that's like it's close enough that you can definitely make an argument. I think he played that pretty well, but shot, save. Oh, save again. Oh, Mark Stone had Grubauer dead to rights, and yeah, there was not much Grubauer could do there. He was just laid out on the ice, and Stone just put it off his pad. Whoa. All right, so it's the first kind of lucky bounce the Kraken have had this game. Here we go. Marchessault down to Stevenson. Back to Marchessault. Kraken keeping it to the outside, but Vegas does have control. Marchessault up top to Theodore. Theodore looking for the shot. Isn't there. Eichel back to Theodore. Theodore shot through traffic. Wide. Marchessault has it. Still in the Kraken end of the ice. Halfway through the power play. Or the kill for the Kraken. Shot from Theodore's blocked and cleared out. Who was that? Belmar? Or was that Schultz? Shot wide. Oh, get it out of there. Get it out of there. All right, they did get it clear. Grubauer is able to get back set. Stone with the puck now. I think that was Schultz that had that block. It's either Schultz or Belmar. I think it was Schultz, though. So, I mean... Whoa! Out in front of the net goes what? Kraken do not get it out. Yeah, boy. Here's Eichel. Can't get it across. Nice defensive play by Larson. Gets that clear. Vegas right back in. Here's Barbashev again. It's offside. Oh, it might have been Belmar. I mean, again, it's a shot block. I doubt he's out for an extended period of time, but He would be one guy to watch as far as like if Belmar got a long-term injury, then that could be a spot where you see them bring Wright up. I kind of think they would bring Hayden up for a fourth line center role, but full strength. Wemberg's out of the box, so good kill there by the Kraken. They did let Vegas hold the offensive end, but they kept it to the outside, didn't allow any chances. Whoa! Wemberg and Beniers were coming down there. They had a little bit of a rush. Here we go. Here's Eberle. Out. Oh, looking for Beniers. Actually, he was looking for, I think, Wemberg there, but... Borgen, the Kraken trying to get back to more their normal setup here. Here's Beniers with the puck. Through center. Oh, he tried to drag it past Roy. I think he's Roy, right? Wah plays for a different... Yeah, Roy plays for Vegas. Flip the tick on your scoreboard? What? What do you mean flip the tick on the scoreboard? What's wrong with the scoreboard? I don't know what's wrong with it. Oh boy. Vegas still in the end. Here's Vince Dunn. We'll get it up to Gord. Gord can't get the out of the zone. Vegas still holding the offensive end. There's the turnover we need. Eberle down into the corner. Tolvanen after it. He'll get to it first. Throws it around the other side where Vegas gets to it first. And they get it up along the boards, but Alexiak has it there. Bjorkstrand with it. Bjorkstrand back down around behind Gord. Gord. There's going to be a penalty. That's a high stick on Gord, I'm pretty sure. Who's this on? Gord seemed quite unhappy with the official. But I think they got him for it, right? He got him almost twice with the high stick there. I mean, they wouldn't call the second one, I don't think, but... I'm glad I asked you who would score first. The McCandy man can. Anyone think Kraken could keep this game by 1? Here we go, Seattle power play. Indeed. I mean, yeah, like, there's no way to say that it's hard to say that having a man advantage could ever be a bad thing, but there were times last season where it felt that way with the Kraken power play, and through 2 opportunities so far, the power play has yet to really show much of anything for the Kraken. Kraken got to tighten it up. Yeah, they've been looking pretty loose and disorganized since like halfway through the first period. Belmar and Tanev of the penalty kill. Just need one again. I got McCann on my away jersey. Nice, nice. We'll get one more jersey here. The Winter Classic will come out at some point. I mean, we probably won't see what the Winter Classic looks like until like November, I would think. But the Kraken will at least have the one new jersey coming this year. I think I'm going Gord with that one, but I might go McCann. We'll see. Oh. Is it weird I'm craving seafood watching Seattle? I suppose not. Seattle's known for seafood. Did they sub Hill out? No, he's still in there. Burakovsky around the boards. Eberle to Beniers. Beniers circling around. Oh, doesn't have the shot, so he pulls up. So the Kraken did win the face-off there for the first time, starting the power play in the offensive end, which is nice. Oh no! Oh, come on, Schultz. That just bounced over Schultz's stick. Schultz has had a tough game. Schultz and Dumoulin has not been a great pair this game so far. Burakovsky drops it, and they're in offside. I guess they were in offside. I don't know. So 1:21 left on the power play for the Kraken. Yeah, they must have been on offside. The face-off is won, so the Kraken win that face-off. Vince Dunn has the puck now. Where are we at face-off wise? Yeah, Vegas has the face-off advantage, winning about 60% of the face-offs. And with 1 minute left, Vegas clears the puck. Oh, Kraken, that face-off got the Kraken up to 42% on face-off wins. Dunn almost got one there. Bjorkstrand around this end. Tolvanen has it. Tolvanen skates in, back to Dunn. Dunn looking for a shooting lane, and Stain passes to Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand back to Dunn. Dunn has Tolvanen on the far side. Tolvanen shot, blocked by Pietrangelo. Tolvanen, Yamamoto, Schwartz. Good defensive sticks by Vegas, but Schwartz has it. 15 seconds left in the power play. Schwartz in the corner. Needs some help. 8 seconds left on the power play. That comes out. Pietrangelo is going to get to it and kill off the rest of this power play. So the Kraken, I will say that one did look better, but that power play did look better, but still no goal. Here's out front. Oh! Dumoulin to Schultz. To Dumoulin. Shot wide. He's looking for the bounce pass off the end boards, but it goes off the back of the net. Seattle rolling a change while keeping the offensive end. Schultz has it out to Dumoulin. Dumoulin to Schultz. Shot out in front. Fought for. Hill gets the freeze, so Vegas will get a change that they needed. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, Dunn just shoveled that one high. Starfield commercial. I haven't played Starfield, but I do like space games. Don't know if I have time for another game right now. Is McCann in? McCain? I need 3 shots on McCann. McCann has a goal, so that's good. I need 8 goals. Yeah, I need 8 goals for McCann as well. Let's have it. McCann sets NHL record with 8 goals in 2 periods of play. The last 2 periods of the game. Does anyone think Jonathan Marchessault will have 7 shots on goal? I have no idea. Where's he at right now? I mean, he has a goal, which technically is a shot on goal, but it just went off of his stick, so he didn't really even shoot it, to be honest with you. Marchessault has 4 shots, so I would say 7's a fair enough. 7's a decent bet. I need 3 shots on McCann, like 3 more shots or 3 shots in general, because I think McCann probably already has 3 shots. Oh, McCann only has 1 shot, but he scored. I bet McCann gets 2 more shots. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Am I looking at the wrong thing? I am looking at the wrong thing. McCann has 2 shots. So yeah, McCann will get another one. Marchessault 7 shots. He has 3. So 7's probably a lot for Marchessault at this point. Not out of the realm of possibility by any means, though. I'd say probably 5 shots is what I would think Marchessault will get. Whoa, turnover. Burakovsky. I couldn't get it to settle for him. Still fighting for it out to Dunn. Dunn over to Larson. Larson. Pass shot. Oh, Dunn has it. Shoot it, Dunn. Shoot it. Oh, blocked out in front. Oh. If that pass gets through cleanly to Barbashev, that is likely in the back of the net. The Kraken just completely forgot about Barbashev on the far side. That is out of play. So we'll get a face-off, I think, in the neutral zone here. Shots are 24-20 in favor of the Kraken with 4 minutes left in the second period. But the scoreboard, again, definitely much in Vegas's favor. No more shots on goal for any Vegas night. I'm here for it. No more Vegas Gold Knights shots. That's how the game started. 7 minutes without a Vegas shot, almost. Right about 7 minutes without a Vegas shot. Here we go. Dumoulin gets it around the boards. McCann now fighting for it. Here's Schultz. No icing. Comes around. Dumoulin fighting to keep it in. He does. Beniers out front. Oh, McCann can't find it in his feet. Oh. Yeah. Oh, here we go. McCann. Nope. Out of his reach. It's all right. Dumoulin passes it to Schultz as the Kraken will regroup and get another breakout here. Dumoulin has it. Looks for a pass. Finds one. Kraken stay onside while getting a change. That's Bjorkstrand behind the net. Bjorkstrand's had a quietly, I think, pretty decent game. And Tolvanen turns it over. All right, nice little poke there by Borgen. So I think I can give McCann a star because he scored. I think I could give Larson a star, and I think that's where I'm at right now with stars. There's no one else that I'm feeling great about how they played this game. Like, no one else. There haven't been that many guys that have been bad. Like, Dumoulin's kind of been bad, but. Here's Bjorkstrand to the side. Shot! Oh! Gord whiffed the shot. Vegas has a power play for what? High stick. Larson. Well, that's not good. You don't really want Larson off the penalty kill. Yanni been quiet tonight? Yeah. Actually, Bjorkstrand's looked pretty decent. Like, if I was going to give out 3 stars, which I don't know if I'm really feeling 3 stars right now. I guess I didn't see it on that replay, but it probably happened. Vegas wins the face-off. Theodore pulls up with it to Eichel. Back to Theodore. Turns it over. Here we go. Here's Wemberg out with it. Tries to drop it to Tanev, but it just goes into the corner. Whatever, they killed some time. Make it hard to get in. Vegas is gonna... They are going to be able to get set up here. Marchessault now with it. Shot low. I think blocked by Alexiak. Eichel gets it up to Theodore. Theodore back to Eichel off his foot, but he still has possession. Whoop! Eichel shoots Marchessault to the ground. Watch out, the ice is slippy. I'm at home, don't I don't know about rest. Who's home? Vegas is the home team. Have the like that's what the little at symbol is for. Is Seattle at Vegas. Just so you know, I wasn't trying to be like condescending or anything there. Let's see. I'm at home, but I don't know about the rest. Oh, are you saying like who's at home and who's elsewhere? I'm at home, obviously. I wouldn't be streaming from somewhere else, I guess. So the Kraken still trying to kill this off. Oh, look out for Roy on the far side. There's nobody around him, but they're not going to try and pass it to him. Here's Pietrangelo out to Hutton. I think Hutton's a new guy. New guy for on the Vegas team. Oh, is it Wah? Does Roy play for someone else? There's one Roy and one Wah in the NHL, and both obviously spelled R-O-Y, and I can never remember which is which. But I think he's Roy. Either way, he missed the pass back to Pietrangelo, and that really helped the Kraken kill off some time there. Dumoulin doing some good job killing time there, so positive impact from Dumoulin. It's always nice to see. 5 seconds left on the kill, so Vegas is not going to be scoring, and the Kraken will go 2 for 2 on the kill here in the second period. And with 15 seconds left, that will probably bring us to the end of 2. Theodore, the shot, wide of the net. Shot again from Wah, goes wide of the net as well. And Tanev gets a block right as the horn goes. And we are 3-1 after 2. So let me switch this over to 3 before I forget. All right, we're in the third now. Well, not actually yet. We're in the second intermission. Oh, what the heck? Well, my stream stopped working all of a sudden, but the good news is we're in intermission, so I got some time to figure it out. Let's see. I don't know anything about hockey, but listening to you makes me want to learn. How does someone new dip their toes in the water? I do have a whole series that's Hockey 101 videos or NHL 101 videos. I think there's a playlist on the channel that I want to say is called Hockey for Beginners. I'm actually probably going to change that to NHL 101 or Hockey 101 or something. But yeah, it's a Hockey for Beginners is a playlist on the channel. It has a lot of the good basics there. I do try to add to it in the off season. All right. Second intermission reports. I think we're good with where the stream is at right now. Whatever. I'll have to check them out. Thank you. Yep, no problem. You should swap the location of the period and at in the upper thing. I feel like the period is the more important part, if I'm not wrong there. I mean, like, I get what you're saying visually, that it would be like, you know, like visually the little at symbol, where is it? There. The little at symbol is kind of small. Like, I get, like, visually the at symbol is not super in your face, but I think the period is the most important part there as far as, like, RJ Calabro, Sports NHL schedule scoreboard update. Well, hello. Hi. What else do we have there? That is sad news about Barry Melrose. Yeah. Was that Melrose? Somebody had their, like, I think it might have been Melrose, that, like, they were not public with fact that he had cancer, and then somebody like accidentally outed it on a podcast. I think it was Melrose. So he's like, well, I guess it's public now. So here it is. But yeah, hopefully you can beat it. Um, which country has the biggest hockey league besides Canada and USA? Biggest? Probably Russia. Although the KHL is actually, I don't even know what's going on with the KHL. Like they had teams that were not only Russian, but obviously with the crap that they've pulled over the last couple of years, like the KHL's kind of anyway. Other countries like Finland has a couple leagues. Sweden's probably the next biggest. Like Sweden has a league. Czech Republic has a league. Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia. I don't know what. There's a Czech league. I think they're Czechoslovakia again. I can't remember. I don't remember what the politically correct thing there is, but I'd say as far as places that are worth following, I'd say the Swedish league is probably the next biggest one to follow. Swedish or Finnish. Yeah, that's what I would say. Germany has a league as well, but it's not as big. Does Denmark? But KHL is the biggest, and like net or prior to the last couple of years and what Russia's been doing, it was the next best, and it might still be, but like the Swedish league is there, yeah, Swedish and Finnish, Czechia, the Czech league. Czechia is what it is, okay. Yeah, the Czech league, the Swedish league, and the Finnish league are kind of the next three. Belmar went into the tunnel after blocking a shot. Yeah, he blocked a shot on the first penalty kill for the Kraken and didn't come back, it doesn't sound like. So that'll be something to watch, unfortunately, for Belmar. I like Belmar. He's a cool guy. All right. Well, when the Kraken came back last time, they did score twice in the second period, so we're no longer at exactly the same as that inaugural game. Some Russian teams used to play in the Asia League, but they've been blocked out for the past seasons. But it's a small league, 5 teams at the moment. Yeah. Well, and I think there was like I feel like there was like a Finnish team that played in the KHL. Maybe the KHL was just Russian teams. I can't remember. Hope Belmar is okay. Yeah, me too. Well, we're going to switch what we're drinking here. The Kraken did score, so we can have a first game of the season beer. Going New Belgium Brewing Mountain Time Lager. Which is, lagers are not necessarily usually my favorite, but it's what we had. Got a variety pack and still have one left. They're pretty good. It's not as light as lagers usually are, which is kind of like, light is not my thing usually. Like flavor, but it's still a lager. Like I tend to like IPAs in the summer and then stouts in the winter. But I as long as it's not like, I'm not about the domestic beers like the Bud Lights, the Coors, that kind of stuff. If I'm gonna drink like one of those like gross domestic beers, I'm going like Corona for the family values of it. Oh, PK's telling Connor that he'll get him a suit. Latvia. Latvia had some teams, yeah. Any recommendations for teams somewhat local to try to follow? Where's local for you? I had no idea Columbus had a team. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, Columbus has a team. Sorry, I didn't. I'm trying to catch up here. I don't even know what team to try to get into. I live in Kentucky, and we have no major professional sports. Well, yeah, Columbus has a team, which is probably the closest to you. There's also like Chicago has a team, St. Louis has a team, Nashville has a team, so Tennessee. Um, yeah, depending on where in Kentucky you are, the Predators or the Blue Jackets are probably the closest. The Predators are going to be better this season, but Columbus has some exciting players. Kent Johnson is pretty was exciting young player. Fantilli, the second overall pick, or second over, he should have been second overall pick, but got skipped. He was a third overall pick in this last draft. Adam Fantilli, he's going to be pretty good. So Columbus is, let's say Columbus doesn't have like a very storied history. They've only made the playoffs. Well, they've made the playoffs a couple of times, but they've only won one playoff round ever. I guess they won a playoff round and then they won a play-in round to the playoffs. So it's like kind of a playoff round. That was a weird thing during the COVID year. If you follow the NBA at all, it's similar to what the NBA does now. NBA basically like picked up the same like play-in thing for the COVID year for the bubble, and then the NBA decided to keep the play-in rounds, and the NHL went back to their normal playoffs. Which, if we're being perfectly honest, I think the NHL playoffs are way better. But um, yeah, so Columbus doesn't have a great storied history. The Blue Jackets do probably have the best third jersey in all of the NHL. They have a like their third jersey is fantastic. If you like yellow, the Predators are right up your alley, though. If you like the color yellow, they have been a better team throughout their history than the Blue Jackets have been, and they're going to be better. I would say like somewhat safe to say that Nashville is going to be better this season. They definitely have a better goaltender in Saros than the Blue Jackets. That is, the Blue Jackets are also kind of like the East is pretty tough, and the Central's the division that the Predators are in is probably the worst in hockey, other than the top two teams. So I got tickets to November 2nd game. One a John Forsland bobblehead. Nice. Forsland's a good guy. Sens the closest team. The Sens are the closest team to Kentucky, says the guy with the Sens logo. Nice try there. Nice try there, Sens fan. The Sens are like the Sens are another team. That Metropolitan Division, or is it? Yeah, that division is just wacky. Like you've got three teams that are young and up and coming, and then a bunch of teams that are just good, and like a couple of teams that are like old, like have older players but are still like competitive. The East is just wild. Like there's such a variety of teams that have like are in different stages of their builds, but like all somewhat competitive. There's not that many teams in the East that I think are just dumpster fires. So Atlantic, sorry. You're right. Ottawa's in the Atlantic. I always like I don't know why I get Ottawa. Ottawa's one that's like I'm not as I should have the East better down than I do, but Ottawa's one that I was like, which one are they in? I also tend to like know the teams. Like I know which division, like which eight teams are in which division, but I don't like that. I get the names mixed up sometimes. I don't know why. I'll figure it out. Hey, they beat the Leafs. Jackets legends. Everyone beats the Leafs in the first round though, except for the Lightning last year. Is San Jose Sharks the worst team nowadays? Yes, the Sharks are. I mean, like you can. It's hard to ever say something for sure when it comes to the NHL. There's like hockey is very hard to predict. But yeah, the Sharks on paper, the Sharks are by far the worst team in hockey. I like how they have to put X/Twitter now because if you just put X up there and it was like, why is there a letter X? But they have to be like slash Twitter. So like it used to be Twitter. Like, gosh, Barry Melrose picking Kings Habs for the Stanley Cup this year. I don't like Kings definitely possible. Habs I don't know about. I don't think the Habs are making the playoffs. The Habs might be one of the worst teams in the East. East, yeah. Like again, I don't think the Habs are terrible by any stretch of the imagination. Like I think the four well, it's hard for this to work out just because somebody has to win games. Someone has to win every game, but the four worst teams might very well be in the West. I don't know. We'll see. Did Aiden get 23 saves? Yes. I think he already has 23 saves. Yep, he has exactly 23 saves. Oh no, sorry, he doesn't. They took one shot away. So Hill has 22 saves right now. 22 saves on 23 shots. So, one away. I think they gave Dunn a shot when he hit a crossbar, so I think they took that one away. So yeah, it's 22 saves for Hill on 23 shots. What do you think will happen to the Coyotes? Well, I'm going to assume you're talking about the whole relocation situation. I feel like I don't know, like every month there's something different with the Coyotes, so it's I would I don't know if there's places to put money on it, but I would not put money on anything to do with that situation. Like the NHL is going to do, Gary Bettman is going to do everything in his power to keep that team in Arizona because the Phoenix area is the like fifth biggest market in the US media market. So like they really want a team in that market. Now that haven't been said, Houston I think is like the third or fourth biggest market and they don't have a team there, but um yeah, they really want a team in Arizona or like Bettman and the NHL want a team there. So I think they're going to do everything they can to keep them there. There's this whole thing with Mesa. If this thing with Mesa doesn't work out, then I feel like they don't have a choice and they have to move them. And if they move them, like again, from a marketing standpoint, Houston makes the most sense. But there's been rumors about Salt Lake City and Atlanta has the go ahead to build an arena. So I would I kind of feel like Atlanta. I kind of feel like it would be Atlanta. I don't know what. And Kansas City is another place that has been like talked about. Um, and then yeah, Quebec City has an arena, but the NHL marketing wise, like yeah, sorry. Uh, but yeah, I would think if Mesa doesn't work out again, there's kind of three locations I could see happening. I kind of feel like Kansas City's on the outside looking in when it comes to it. So I think it's like Salt Lake City just because there was a strong rumor about it, Atlanta because they have the arena, and Houston because it's such a big market that the NHL like I think the NHL really wants to be in Houston at some point. They just have there has to be an arena for them, obviously. Annoying, like I would really like the NHL to just stop and stay at 32 teams, but it kind of feels like they might be expanding again in like 5 years, maybe less. Probably not less, but that could like the NHL could be expanding again in like 5 to 10 years. It doesn't seem like they're going to stop at 32 just because they're going to ask for like $1 to $2 billion for expansion fees, and the NHL is not known for do it like when it comes to decision making for the NHL, it's all about what gets them the most money immediately. They're not very good at making decisions as a league that's like best for the health of the league long term and what's going to get them more money long term. You can just look at their marketing like when the last lockout happened and big shot Grubauer with the save as the third period gets started here. But like the NBA and NHL were just about equal with each other in like the early 2000s, like 2005 when that lockout happened that cost the NHL a season. And now look where the NBA is versus the NHL. Like the NHL could get passed by the MLS, and the NBA is the second biggest league in North America, might be like the third biggest league in the world. I would say like like Premier League, NFL are clearly ahead of them, but yeah. So that's a long way of saying I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen with Arizona. I feel like it's going to be Mesa or relocation, and ultimately that probably comes down to Barbashev, Petrangelo. I was either blocked or saved, but Vegas set up in the offensive end here a bit. Here we go. Last period. Come on, Kraken. Let's make it happen. Getting a bit late. 10 o'clock. We starting the third period at 10 o'clock. Hopefully that doesn't happen too many times this season. Grubauer, another save. So, that's good. Feel so sorry for the Yotes players and fans. Like, look, ultimately for the players, yeah, it sucks to not know where you're going to be living, but that's kind of like when you're a professional athlete, that's kind of something you accept unless you sign a long-term deal of like trades happen, contracts end, free agency. Like there's always some, like it does add more uncertainty for a player when you don't know if the team's going to be in the same city for a while. But there's always some of that when you're a professional athlete, but it's the fans that like, yeah, I mean, Arizona doesn't have the biggest fan base ever, but like there's still people that love that team there. And like, it's just been a hot mess for years. And this isn't like this isn't just the last couple of years that Arizona's been kind of a mess off the ice. It's been pretty consistent for most of the time they've been in Arizona. This is probably the closest and most serious like relocation talks have gotten, but it's been a thing for most of the time they've been there. All right, here we go. Kraken trying to get through center ice. They do get the pass to Beniers, kind of. Well, fought for and turned right back over to Beniers. That was a nice pass there from Stone right to Beniers. Burakovsky in. Schwartz has it. Fights for it. Back around the other side where Vegas will get to it first. Oh, big save or block. Grubauer is aggressive on that one. Here comes Schultz in. Burakovsky with it along the boards. Burakovsky circles up with it. Up to the point. That's a Larson shot. Or was that Dumoulin? I think it's Dumoulin. 6 and 8 are not easy to... Carlson with the wrist shot he is a lot faster than Dumoulin and almost got past him. Still from the outside. Grubauer was able to have an eye on it at least. Here's Beniers through center ice. And he's got Yamamoto on the far side. So an interesting little pair up there. But Beniers is centering that fourth line. It does not look like Belmar's made it back out for the third period. So they're going to probably shift guys around on that fourth line center role. So we might see some Gord, some Wemberg, some Beniers. But Beniers got that shift with the fourth line. Might just go Beniers for two, like double shift Beniers. We'll see. But it doesn't look like we're getting Belmar back this game, which doesn't help the face-off. Shots are 23-25 in favor of Vegas. Seattle still not with a shot yet in this period, but Vegas has a couple. Lowell in Ottawa, game starts at 10. In Ottawa, this game started at 11. 11-14. But yes, they do start late in Ottawa. Yeah, like being a North American sports fan on the West Coast is superior to the East Coast just from a timing perspective. You don't have to stay up as late. Now, that having been said, if you're a fan of Formula One and you're on the West Coast, it's a lot of early mornings. Which, if anybody knows anything about Formula One, the way this season went, I did not make a lot of those early mornings happen. Out front, oh, Larson fanned on the shot. There was a lot of bodies between him and the goal, so who knows what would have happened, but... Whoop! Up around the corner, Larson is there. Across to Dunn. Dunn, shot! Save Aiden Hill. I think that might have been off net, but doesn't matter. Hill makes the save. Some early right next game. I doubt they would... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends on how hurt Belmar is. Like, it's just... They're so, like, the NHL is so, like, cagey about disclosing injuries. All we know is he blocked a shot somewhere in his upper body, so it's going to be upper body injury, and that's all we're going to know. Yeah, so it's impossible to know, like, if it's a broken bone, like, if it hit him in the arm and, like, broke something in his arm. Because it did, like, it was hard to see for sure. It looked like it got him kind of on the inside of the arm, where there's really not a lot of pads, so it could be something like that. Could be like a bone bruise, and it's just, like, hard for him, like, he could be good by next game. We're just not going to know. Geez, ESPN is still playing ads. Shot, McCann! Save from Hill. And the Kraken score, oh my gosh. Well, they did get one at least. Thanks for thoroughly answering my question. Yeah, no problem. Sometimes you just get on a tangent and you go with it, right? Lowell, Ottawa. Oh, never mind. I thought it's 10. Yeah, I think usually they do start at 10. Like, you're right. Usually games... This one started later than usual. Not like... Oh, Larson shot! Oh, it went wide. Okay. Thought for a second that might have gotten in through the post, but no. Went wide. I think usually they do... You're right. Usually they do start at 10. This one started late because ESPN had, like, the 3 games in a row. And then it even started, like, 45 minutes later than they planned, so... Shot save from Grubauer. Wide open shot there, right in the slot. Grubauer is... It's going to be another one of those games where Grubauer's stats look terrible, but he's... Oh, Tanev took something up high and he is down. Oh, Tanev is not getting up either. I mean, like, again, there's... The Kraken are deep even past the guys they have on roster, but you... If they lose 2 guys in the first game and lose the game, that is tough. I would imagine either is a long-term injury, and I mean, we'll see with McCann. It's very possible both these guys are back next game, but McCann is... He steamed up his visor pretty good. I don't think he got knocked out. I think he, like, something hit him out up high and then he just twisted down weird. He's definitely got some blood going. This could be a... This could be a double minor or even a major. We'll see. I can't imagine they'll go to major, but... Oh, oh! Oh, yeah, shoulder right to the head. That could easily be a major. That could be a major in a game. Well, we'll see when we get back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Who's the major on? I didn't see a number. Let's see if it's in the play-by-play. Are we going back to the game? Okay, here we go. It's Hutton, oh no. Howden. Yep, 5-minute major and a match penalty. So Howden is out of this game and probably a suspension. Yeah, and that's probably going to be concussion protocol for Tanev. He's looking away from the play. I don't think he got knocked out, but I think he just got... You get caught high and like daze you for a second. Like, he's definitely... It's going to be concussion protocol. Tanev's probably out of the game, but like... Yeah, so Howden... God, that's dirty. Like, I didn't see it live, but that, like... Tanev's not looking at the play. That's just dirty. Here we go. Power play, 5 minutes. Eberle out front. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Score. Get it in. Come on. Oh. Oh, they had him down and out. Oh. All right, they got to get one at least on this 5-minute power play. That's just a dirty hit, though. I didn't see it live. I don't think he was trying to go for the head necessarily, but Tanev's not looking, and he was still trying to hit him high. Like, whether or not he was going for the head, he was still trying to get his shoulder into his, like, upper chest when he's not looking, doesn't have the puck. Shot save made by Hill. So the Kraken can score as many times as they want here. Howden, so Tanev center ice without the puck, and Howden just came up from behind him. Kind of the side, but, like, side and behind. Like, Tanev, away from, like, Tanev's looking to the side. Howden came up from where Tanev wasn't looking. And I say benefit of the doubt. I kind of don't want to give it to him, but like the only way to look at it is that he was trying to hit him in the chest and just like rub him off, but he just put his shoulder right into the side of Tanev's head from like away from the play. Sorry, I gotta report this one. There we go. All right, report the bot. Yeah. Oh, and then we're gonna. Come on, guys. Like, pull us together now. You got to get something on this power play. We're a minute in. Kraken got set up right away. But yeah, just a it at best it's stupid, at worst it's an incredibly dirty play by Howden there. Yamamoto out to Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand up to Dunn. Dunn to Tolvanen. Tolvanen tries to go back to Dunn, and this could turn into a 2-on-1 break. Bjorkstrand's going to get back, but is it in time? Shot blocked by Dunn. Good job by Dunn to get back for that. But now the Kraken have numbers coming the other way. It's a 3-on-2 chance here with Schwartz has the puck. Out. Oh, wide of Eberle. Eberle just can't quite get the stick on it. We are now 2 minutes through the major. The Kraken need to get at least one on this major. Here's Beniers through center ice. Beniers down to Eberle. Eberle back up to Schultz. Schultz to Burakovsky. Shot up and out of play. So we're halfway, just about halfway through the major. Vegas player made a very dirty hit. Yeah. That's messed up. Yep. Uh, Hope he's good. Oh well, go Kraken. Come on, one at least. Here we go. Vegas wins the face-off, and McNabb will get it out. So that'll kill off a little bit more time. Yeah. So Howden will be. I mean, like it's not a. He's a not one of the main guys for Vegas, but he's going to be suspended for sure after that. Nice keep there by Schultz, I think that was. And that is this camera angle I'm not a huge fan of, I'll be honest. This is like a replay camera angle, and we're like rolling with it in live action while the puck is at center ice. Here we go. This is, well, okay, that's a little close. There we go. Here's Beniers. Done. Shot. Wide. McCann gets it back. Burakovsky, Beniers. Beniers holding it at center ice. Quarterbacking is done. Out middle. Nope, that's going to be... And the Golden Knights, so there's 1:30 left on this major here. All right, 1:30 left. They got to get one here. God, the power play is so bad. I'm sorry. If you've had 11 minutes of power play this game and you can't score. Tolvanen, shot! Out front! Through the legs! Oh, and Hill managed to trap it between his legs. I don't know, like it's game one. I'm sure they'll have a stretch at some point this season. Like they both of the first two seasons, they had like random stretches of like a couple weeks where the power play looked good, and it's like, oh, they finally figured it out. Oh, Yamamoto almost had it. Oh, so close. Are you gonna win the face-off? All right, won the face-off. Done. Done with it. Done to Tolvanen. Tolvanen shot out front. Oh, Yamamoto couldn't get a stick on it. Schwartz. Oh, good job, Schwartz. Good job, good job. Get it up there to Dunn. Dunn to Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand shot. Wide. Schwartz out front. Nope. Wide, and Eichel will clear it. That is going to get us to at least 30 seconds left. Like, you've had 11... Oh my... And that time they cleared it themselves. So 13 seconds left. Here's Gord. Stops up. Gord up to Larson. Larson down to Burakovsky. Burakovsky to Larson. Shot! Wide. McCann. Full strength. They killed it off. Here's Burakovsky. And now Vegas is going to the power play. McCann gets a cross check. And McCann is like... McCann is a big part of the kill, too. Oh, that is a soft call. That is a soft call. I mean, like, it... You have 11 minutes of power play and you can't score once. I you can make all the excuses you want. If you can't score once on the power play in 11 minutes during a game, you don't deserve to win. What are you watching it on? YouTube TV for me. It's on ESPN, so I'm watching it through YouTube TV. I must not be live. Am I not live? Or are you talking to someone else? You're probably talking to someone else. I think I'm live. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, ESPN Plus also has a stream. 8:49 left in the third. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm live. Yeah. How confident do we feel about the Department of Player Safety doing the right thing? You never feel confident about the Department of Player Safety. The Department of Player Safety is just gonna spin a wheel, but I like... Yeah, I mean, like, that's the type of play where if that doesn't draw a suspension, then nothing draws a suspension. I don't know. Like, that's as textbook of a dirty hit as you can almost possibly have. All right, well, we have about just under 9 minutes left in the game. Belmar's back out there, so that's a good sign. McCann out for cross-checking, so unless they get a shorthanded goal, the Kraken are going to have to work with basically 7 minutes to try and score twice. Nice play by Gord. Good. Gord is so good on the kill. Gotta love Yanni Gord. Like, 1v2, he's just killed like 5 to 10 seconds. Oh, and Stone had it. Stone had half a net to shoot at there, and he missed. He's had two where he, like, normally Mark Stone probably scores twice this game, but... Lots of time. Yeah, there's still time. It sucks that you're going to lose... Yeah, I mean, I guess now you're going to lose one of the remaining 8 minutes to this power play, and you have to kill it. It's... You can't, like... How many more minutes? 7 minutes and 50 seconds with a minute and 2 seconds left of Vegas power play. Oh, he had so much net to shoot at there. Like, Grubauer blocked as much of the net as he could, but Stone had like the full... He had the full like top quarter of that net open to him. He just completely sent it wide. FYI, I'm also watching on YouTube TV, and ESPN, and your stream is like 30 to 40 seconds behind Well, that might be YouTube. So like when I'm talking and then what actually goes to the YouTube stream, there's like a 30-second delay just there. So that could be just the YouTube stream. It's like what I'm saying right now isn't going to actually go to the live YouTube stream. Like my stream isn't going to happen until like 30 seconds later. So there's just the way YouTube streams are. Everything happens a little bit late. Shot blocked. Shot wide. Kraken kill it off, so at least the penalty kill is doing well. Another block by Belmar, so Belmar's going to have some bruises. Here's McCann out of the box. McCann's ready to go fight for the puck. Behind the net. Net's open. Oh, come on, guys. Beniers. Oh, Beniers wide open. Come on. Shoot it. No. Oh, save made. Oh. Shot. Oh my gosh, a couple of great saves from Aiden Hill. How did this guy just turn into like a Vezina goaltender overnight during the playoffs? That's something where it's like, oh yeah, he was great during the playoffs, but it definitely has happened where goaltenders are great during the playoffs and then just go back to being like their normal selves afterwards. But Aiden Hill he's picked up where he left off. That much is for sure. Huge toe save there on Beniers, and then he's going to have another one here on Eberle. Oh, that almost snuck under the pad. He got a little lucky on that one. That like got under the front of his pad and then trapped between his pad and the ice. You got a little bit of luck on that last one, but yeah. Here we go. Back out the other way. 3-on-2. Burakovsky out to McCann. Shot! Wide. Burakovsky. Oh, that wasn't McCann. That was Dunn. Sorry. It couldn't have even been Schwartz. I have 10.5 minutes left. Yeah, there's 5.5 minutes now left in the game. Tolvanen. Well, just over 5 minutes left. It's definitely an uphill battle for sure at this point. Yeah. All right, maybe that was, maybe a little less lucky than it looked like from the other angle. Just kind of positioned himself well there. He left a little gap there. Just Eberle just barely couldn't find it. Do you think the Kraken will score one more time? It's not really feeling like it, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Oh, well, I appreciate all the 50 of you that are sticking around in here. Even you that are Vegas fans, that's fine. Let's get one more. Let's get one more Kraken. And by one more, I mean two more. Let's get two more. And then one more in overtime. So three more. Really what we're asking for is three more. You getting off? What? No. I visited Vegas last week. Can't imagine living there. Yeah, I can't really imagine living in Vegas either, but I don't like hot weather, so that's probably part of it. Vegas is just annoying. I kind of like I went to Vegas once with like a group of friends, and that's the way to do it. It's like go there with a group and have some fun with a group of people. But yeah, living there, I don't know, not for me. So Vegas is doing. Oh, Beniers, what a play in the center. He doesn't have anywhere to go with it though. Yeah, that's tough. Great steal there by Beniers, but they just weren't set up to like really take advantage of it. Vegas good defensively. Vegas has definitely been better defensively in their own end. Oh, turnover. All right, there's some good defense. Kraken, come on. That's how you play deep. Well, now this is not good. You see this guy in front of the net? Let's guard him. How about that? Shot from way out. Blocked. 4.5 minutes left now. Imagine Grubauer probably gets pulled at around 3 minutes left. If the Kraken score before then, maybe we talk about more like 2:30, but... Uh, I love Vegas. They a main challenger to win Stanley. Um, Not necessarily what I'm cheering for, but I kind of like Dallas out of the West this year. I don't know why. And Vegas is going to get a power play now. Well, that pretty much does it. That pretty much does it. 3 minutes and 46 seconds left in the game, and Vegas is going to get a power play, so they're going to be able to kill off at least 2 of those minutes. As Schwartz heads to the box for a high stick. Yep, couldn't afford that. What are you doing? Keep your stick on the ice. A must kill. It was a must not do. Well, I'll get some practice for the penalty kill, I guess. 'Cause now you can't pull the goaltender until there's like a minute plus left. Oh, what a pass. Good defense from the Kraken, though. Like the best they've played defense is on the kill. So, I mean, at least the penalty kill looks good. Nice clear from Alexiak. Wow. I hate Vegas only because I'm a Raiders fan and didn't get the memo to win. Uh, it would be wild if Belmar injury in game one leads to right. Well, Belmar's back, so I don't think that's happening. No, you didn't see that. Okay. Uh, how do you like how do you like the Penguins game today? Um, if I'm a Penguins fan, like again, it's one game. You can't overreact to game one out of 82. But it's tough to lose to Chicago in your home opener. We'll put it that way. I will say like you feel really good about how Eric Carlson looked. Eric Carlson looked really really good for them, but outside of Eric Carlson and Crosby to some extent, like they looked kind of uninspired offensively for the most part. And then yeah, they definitely had some rough spots defensively that they gave up goals to Chicago. All right, so with 142, the Kraken will get the puck and Grubauer will head to the bench. So we got empty net probably, I would imagine. Yep, here we go. Empty net. Let's see how long it takes it to be 4-1. Oh, that's icing. Not even close. I missed Sprong too. Yeah. Well, Donato scored, so there's that. He scored for Chicago, but he scored. McCann scored, so Burakovsky's gonna get fought off the puck. It's not good. Eichel hits the net. That does it. 4-1. Game's over. Well, not the start we wanted, but I mean, there's a reason. Like, look, Vegas is gonna be. It's gonna be Vegas and Edmonton fighting for who wins this division. So I mean, this was always going to be a tough game to win, but the Kraken didn't look. This isn't a game that you look at and you're like, oh yeah, they looked like that. Looks like a team that just like played a good game, but just got beat by a better team. It looks like it looks like a team that was sloppy, and the better team took advantage of those mistakes. I don't know. Well, that is a very empty-looking arena for the end of a win after raising the banner. What the heck? People just don't stick around for the end of a win? Easy open header for Eichel, yeah. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, I probably won't stick around too long after this because I still have to record the R&R. First one of the season. Eventually we'll get an R&R that's a... Eventually we'll get a good R&R to start the season. But for the third time, the Kraken are going to have a loss at the first game. Start the first season with an L. Last year they got a point out of it, at least. That's not going to be the case this year. Definitely shows we need to work on our special teams. I mean, the penalty kill looked good. But yeah, the power play needs a lot of work. Yeah, Borgen missed that one. And that'll do it. Vegas wins 4-1. The empty netter. I liked Yamamoto's energy and skill. Yeah. I mean, he looked decent in the power play, and that's kind of why he's playing there. Again, with Tanev probably in concussion protocol, we'll likely get Yamamoto and Cartier next game. Power play looks the same as last year tonight. Yup, it sure did. It looked actually almost worse. Definitely shows we need to work on our... you read that one. Go Leafs, says L. Brown. Damn, I said 5-2. Well, I guess I got the spread correct. You did get the spread correct. GG, Vegas. Maybe one day we'll win an opener in Vegas. Yeah, there's still 81 games left, and yeah, the Kraken have to. I mean, that's the way they played tonight. They're not getting anywhere near the playoffs, but it's just one of 81, so you don't want to overreact to it. Just sucks when you wait. You know, it just sucks to lose the first game. You wait all summer just to be disappointed by a game. But nice thing at least is unlike like with the NFL, it's like if for those NFL fans, boy, the Seahawks, you waited from what like mid-January until September just to watch them not show up for the second half of the first week and lose to a terrible Rams team, which turns out the Rams aren't that terrible, but we thought they were going in. You have to wait a week then, and it's one of 16, or 17, I guess. But yeah, unfortunately, we only have to wait 2 days. The Kraken will be back against Nashville. I won't be streaming for that one, but we'll get some more streams going this season for sure. And I appreciate everyone for joining this first stream. Obviously going to stream the first game of the season. Got to do it against Vegas. Chance to get the title belt, but that didn't happen. So Kraken lose their chance at the title belt for now. Maybe they'll get another chance later this season. Vegas retains it for one more game at least. Are you going to the Winter Classic? I sure am going to the Winter Classic one way or another. As long as we can win the Winter Classic, absolutely. You know what? We can give Vegas the home opener with their banner raising and all that if the Kraken win the Winter Classic in Seattle. Even trade. Thanks for the watch along stream. Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Get a couple more comments in here, and then I'll close it up here in the next couple minutes, and we'll get to recording that R&R, and they'll have that out sometime midday tomorrow. Sorry, dude, about the loss. Again, 1 of 82. The Kraken didn't play like a team that deserved to win. And we're being just like you can't go 0 for whatever, like you can't not score with 11 minutes of power play and expect to win games, and not against good teams. So anyway, let me just that's not what I wanted to do. Turn on the flashlight. I wanted to stop the stream. Don't need to watch the stream anymore. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining. See you again at some point here. Probably not too long, but we'll get another stream sometime this month for sure. And I haven't really figured out how frequently we're going to do streams, but more frequently than the last couple of seasons is the hope. And as long as they make the playoffs, we'll be streaming playoff games again. And as always, we'll have R&Rs after every game. So thanks again for everyone joining. Now time for the Emerald City Hockey post game, says Sean. Absolutely. You can guys jump over there and go to that stream. I'm sure it'll be I'm sure not too many people will be. It's not going to be exciting over there either, right? Everyone's going to be disappointed tonight, so is what it is. But thanks for the comments, thoughts on the stream. Cheers, have a good night. How's the son doing? Both are doing great. Got 2 of them now, and they're both doing well. Let's go Kraken. Go Kraken. Again, one more time, thank you everyone for joining. Very opening of the season, obviously not the way we were hoping it would go, but it's 1 of 82. It didn't look great. 11 minutes of power play, they couldn't score once. Penalty kills, the lone bright spot of this game, I would say. Adam Larson had a pretty decent game. Bjorkstrand played all right. McCann made it 3 for 3 on scoring in the first game of the season. Other than that, Beniers looked pretty decent. Just didn't look like a team that was playing together. They looked pretty out of sorts and sloppy for really outside of the first kind of 10 to 15 minutes of the first period. So, yep. See you then. See you next time. See you in the R&R. All that good stuff. Later. Go Kraken.